right? So you can't say that and not know what that position requires, or we wind up in a guilt resentment twist, because I'm guilty for some of these bitch ass motherfuckers that I want to help them, want to work with them, want them to succeed, but they can't get out of their own way. And because I continue to deal with them out of guilt, rather than just know who's fit for what and not, and just leave them the fuck out, they wind up resenting me because I got to call them out regularly. See? So the same way I can recognize guilt, resentment, twist in you, I can recognize it in me all day, every day if I'm forced to, which apparently I am, because that's the journey here. You don't get a buy. You don't get a way out. All you get is resistance and either self-chosen suffering or transmutation.
Yeah, and I suspect that most of that comes from really the ego, because they can't accept being
What
open
is?
enough. Yeah, they can't accept what is, but also more I think, is can't accept to take it from anybody else that they believe is less than them. They see it
Bro,
as
what's rule number one in recovery, right? At least how I learn. As soon as
accept.
you get into want and not want, you're already fucked. As soon as you get into
Yeah,
like and don't like, you're already fucked. You need to get
right.
comfortable with what is. And if you can change that, then change it. If you can't, stop fucking thinking and feeling about it and projecting into the future or resenting the past. You're not in the now, man. That's why I don't give a fuck about most folks' feelers, because usually it's rooted in the past or the future, what they want and don't want, what they like and don't like. When you're fucking in the neutral space and you're just taking life on life's terms and you're comfortable with the uncomfortable and addressing what is, there's not much time, energy, attention, and space for random thoughts and feelers that don't serve the purpose. This is self-mastery. What is it folks don't understand about that? This is what martial artists have shown in videos and have taught in the monasteries from day one. Our beingness is here to serve a purpose. Figure out what that is and do it. Your beingness is not here for you to just bump around into everything for the rest of your life, thinking and feeling things and wondering what the fuck happened afterward. This is foolishness. So yeah, man, I mean, I would just practice that, which is the same thing that they should have showed you at recovery. It's the same thing you need to practice for the rest of your life, which is whoever and whatever you're bumping into at the time that's causing you to feel something. You might want to take a second look at that feeling and where it emanates from, because it's probably going to be your undoing. You just need to be okay with what is.
Yeah, and I'm in many ways I'm extremely blessed, and I'm extremely lucky, and I've found peace within myself with most areas in my life. But for some reason, this one seems to be lingering in me over and
You're
over.
really telling me the way you are that you don't know. I know you're giving out of guilt. You feel sorry for people. You're not in the mode of, when you look at them, just being clear about what it is. You're helping people who you know are loser failures, who you know are fucking lazy, who you know procrastinate, who you know don't do what the fuck they need to be doing and never get where they need to be going. When you help people like that, you're always going to resent it. Why do you think I don't do it?
No, but to be honest with you, I'm okay with that part of it. The part that I'm not okay with is where it always ends up. And it seems to always end up.
You're crackling again. Snap,
form,
crackle, pop. We're doing Rice Krispies again. It's just, we're going to come here every day for a year and a half and supposedly work together and do life on life's terms. And we can't get a fucking operable system. Can't get a functional fucking system.
I will. As soon as I have the money, I'll buy a fucking better phone.
You know what it is? I need to start charging motherfuckers to even be in my presence. Then all of a sudden, everyone would magically take everything more valuable and seriously. That's how pathetic this society is. If you show up every day and put thousands of hours in because you want people to see the value in the gold and you already see it, they go, we don't see it till you charge us a whole bunch of fiat in order to feel that. It's pathetic. Ask Wes Watson.
You enough for a coffee, so shut the fuck up.
Ask Wes Watson how many times he was talking to some fucking chump on the yard and they weren't even paying half attention. They didn't even start listening and paying real attention till he started charging motherfuckers $10K per sitting. trying to talk value and conscious awareness, success, and how to grow oneself to become better. If you don't do that, motherfuckers really don't care. They don't take you and the process serious, and they think it just ain't worth shit. Really is fascinating psychology that you start to learn. Then you got a choice of what to do with you, right? I don't know if I've completely ever made that choice.
Can I add something in? If I'm not crackling too bad, can I add something to this?
Go ahead.
Because it's sort of been, if I'm not crackling too bad, I apologize if I am. But if for some reason.
Don't apologize. Just solve the problem, man.
Ask
every woman and child you've ever dealt with. They don't give a fuck about your apologies. They just want you to solve the problem.
Listen, I can't right now. So that's it. I need a new phone.
I love you, brother. I don't know why that just happened.
I got a 2000.
You tell me you got $5 million worth of fucking property, and you can't get a goddamn headset and device that works without crackling. Give me a break, bro. And then you're giving rides to these fucking momos around town. He's wasting gas giving rides to momos who he's winding up getting abused by. This is what I mean. They don't fucking love me and value me and respect me. He never once gave me a ride. Never once. He's never once come to my house to sit for a cup of coffee.
$7.50.
If he had come to me and said, God of all media.
$10 Canadian last week. Enough to buy coffee, so fuck you.
But
that is true.
But he's dry begging to buy a new phone, so.
I'm dry begging? I didn't ask nobody for nothing. Talking about bitch.
Mitchell's on you, bro. You can't do nothing around here. He's going to be on you.
What are you, crazy?
As soon as I have enough money to buy a new phone, right? Wink, wink.
Well, I don't even have a way of people giving me money. What are you, fucking loose brain somehow? There's something leaking?
How do you give money?
You're like snafu? You got a hole in the top and maybe one on the side?
How do you give money? PayPal?
Yeah, PayPal, yeah.
So you don't have a way to get money?
Well, I never showed it here. Never showed it here. Never gave it to anybody. Anyway, shut the fuck up, Mitchell, for a damn second, please.
I don't understand. Hold on, let me stop. Why is JG back here? If I'm the obese, manipulative, whatever in his name, why is he back here all the time? Is it just they have nowhere else to go? Something. Oh, I get it. Because it says something. Daddy daycare. He has nowhere else to go. So he needs somebody to like look after him right now. He needs some friends, fellowship. The thing is with all these people is, for some reason, I guess I'm still human. I kind of like these people. I kind of like want to sometimes hang with them or just talk about their life and maybe be a source of like nourishment or enrichment or, entertainment. And we can never do that because they seem to have other things that never get addressed that they won't address with me and won't address with a therapist. So it's like this, loop that tends to go on, right? I'm seeing you, JG. I'm here. I'm here for you. I'm here with you. What can I do for you?
Well, I'm going to pray for you today, man. All right? And I'm out of here. I'm going to pray for you.
I appreciate that.
You're bullshit.
Instead of like, okay, so he comes in with obese, manipulative psycho as a name, which I'm pretty sure is a reference to me. But he's abandoning that and he's going to go pray for me. That's positive. That makes me feel good. Thank you. I'm actually needing that. My body's been going through some challenges lately. So, I'm back to fresh fruits and vegetables, exercising, really getting myself back where I was and where I need to be. Slacking, right? So thank you for your prayers of healing and resolution. Many others might want to think of doing that. Instead of hating on me, projecting onto me, lying, scamming, frauding, grifting, you might want to like pray for your daddy. I might not always be here. And then you will be left with you and every other version of you that you've cultivated here. And I wish you well in that when that time comes. Okay, so take a different approach, right? Memento mori, as they say. Meditate on your death and meditate on mine as well. And then maybe you'll handle things differently with us. Right? That's what I find. Say again, sir?
They're afraid to show their weakness, their vulnerabilities.
Well, these are
They're
folks who are not truly capable of loving and caring. See? Why many of them are alone. Even when they're in the relationships, they're alone.
a great segue.
Segue? You are the segue master.
Talking about fuck you, bitch.
No, what
Talking
I mean
about
when I say segue master is I mean that like piece of equipment that handicapped people ride on or obese people. You are the segue master.
okay.
You're like a Walter Hudson on wheels.
It's been a month of fucking
That was a
learning for
morbidly
me.
obese man who was very angry. Go ahead. Maybe they might not
And
have got the reference.
you mentioned relationships now, and that's the segue I'm looking at.
Well, you
Because,
don't have any of those, so how could you speak on that?
well, I do, and it's just,
Go ahead, Lewis.
and what I've come to realize, yeah, it's just been a month of new understandings. Well, stuff that I probably knew before, but have become much more clear for me in the last little while. And that is when it comes to women. The real truth of the matter is, for me, I don't know if anybody else feels this way, and it's not something that I get consciously, but it seems to come out unconsciously, is the lack of trust. Now, I'm not basing that on what happened with, my ex-wife and our relationship, but I don't think it's based on that. It really goes back to the devouring mother for me, and always looking to try and please her, always always making sure she's when she says jump, I jump, not I just how high, and it always seems to go back to that, and then I leave myself feeling unable to trust women for some reason,
Right. So you got to
and that's
like
what.
forgive. You got to like forgive in a sense your mother and father for they knew not what they've done. As you know, that's as much as
Yeah,
possible what I try to do. If they knew better, they would have done better. So if you know better now, then you can do better, right? And again, part of it's going to be practicing trust building exercises. So when you're dealing with a woman, you're going to get an impulse to do something, right? And then you're going to get another compulsion to not do it. So you have to actively, consciously choose to move past that barrier. So like with me, I like, because I'm so much now that way of what I've seen growing up, I will practice letting go of value or, funds as a way of working past my trust issue because I cannot continue to nurture a bad habit. When I'm dealing with someone who's doing for me and caring for me, I need to bring equity into that situation. And if they're doing for me and I'm scared to bring equity back, that's a me issue. That's a me problem. So I will consciously practice letting go of certain things and caring back for the person in a way that scares me that I know is going to be better for me long term, right? It's the going into the fear idea. So it's not getting simped and tricked on. It's recognizing this is a person who's trustworthy, like Jennifer. This is a person who's not been after anybody's money in her relationships. I can tell that. This is a person who has her own life and her own situation. This is a person who stayed alone for the longest time rather than deal with anybody. So when I look at the profile and I see my firsthand experience with the being and I see how much they're willing to go out of their way for me, I have to then look at why I would not be willing to do the same. And then I have to reveal that that is my pattern from growing up, where I try to insulate myself in order to avoid being truly vulnerable or truly trusting or truly accepting that someone else is trustworthy. You can't live like that. So everything's a practice, right? And the difference between
yeah,
getting deceived and manipulated is being conscious and aware while you're doing it and taking account and then saying to yourself, when I play the tape out, if 6 months or 5 years down the line, or if I was going to die today or tomorrow, am I going to miss this $500? Is it going to change my fucking life? Could it change my life by letting go of it? Because it can represent a new pattern, a new habit, a new way of beingness that is healthy and functional. So you got to look at that, right?
I
Congrats,
seem to fall into this pattern.
but Paul, you're still fucked up, man. You're still fucked in the head like me, man. Come on.
JG, what are you waiting for, bro?
Me too, bro.
You gotta
You're
grow up,
correct,
bro.
dude.
You're crackling, and I don't know what the purpose of you. I don't know what that's meant to indicate, like what JG is doing, or say like this is some validation session, some equivocation, equalization session, where like you're not okay, I'm not okay. This is like some hostile weakness.
What do you want, Paul? Like, I'm not
What do
going
you
to
mean,
suck
what
your
do I
dick.
want? I'm doing what the fuck I need to be doing. I'm here doing my broadcast. What the fuck do you want or need from me or with me? That's been the question. You obviously ain't going to have an authentic conversation. You obviously ain't going to dig into the recesses of your unconscious. You obviously ain't going to grow and learn and become better. And you definitely ain't going to do it with me. You're too fucking prideful and egoic. So what the fuck do you want or need with me or around me exactly?
All right, Paul. I can't have a conversation with you. That's what I figured out because of who you
So
are.
then why are you here? Why are you here? Why are you here? It makes no sense. This is the problem with you folks. If you put it on paper and read it back, it makes no fucking sense. If you realized long ago you can't have a conversation with me, what are you doing here today other than wasting everybody's time, energy, and attention, including yours?
Right. I'm wasting my time and energy, and you're talking about me in what, the first 20 minutes of your channel, of your...
I did not talk about you at all. You came up here and I talked about what you showed and I threw you out. You came back because you're desperate for daddy's time, energy, attention, and to waste yours. But it's negative time, energy, attention because it never leads anywhere for you or anyone else. I'm bored and done with it. If you don't want to get with the program and you don't want to do the work with yourself, don't waste my time, energy, attention, and everyone else's. Go do some kick flips and waste your own because you don't value your own time, energy, attention in life. The rest of us might. Do you get it?
Right. Now you're talking for me. I do value my life and my time. Okay? So shut the fuck up with that kid shit. All right, Paul?
If you value your lifetime, energy, attention, and you valued mine the same way, you wouldn't act the way that you do consistently here for over a year.
Kill the bullshit, man. You're not real. Stop.
Get the fuck out, bro. You have mental illness. It's obvious. You're constantly saying things when you're pushed up against the wall that show you have mental, emotional, spiritual illness. I don't want to deal with you. I'm called to deal with you if you're willing to deal with me. You're not. So stop wasting both of our time, energy, and attention. It goes nowhere. You look like a fucking tard. What's going on, Aaron?
Greetings, Paul. This is first for this setup, so can you hear me okay?
You're really going to do the AI background thing of you in a mansion?
Just for a second. Well, I tried to set some other ones
Yeah,
up.
do me a favor. Bullshit everyone else on every other panel you go to, but when you come here, try to get that shit together in like the lobby area. I don't want to see your fake mansion behind you.
Well,
It's embarrassing.
Let me see if I can.
Yeah, it's upsetting and embarrassing, and it's disingenuous.
Okay.
Thank you, Paul. I gotta go. I appreciate your love.
How's that?
Wow. Of course, I give it in my own way, as I'm known for. But
Hey, if you get out of your
Louis, I
fucking
wanted to speak more with you, Louis. It's amazing. When I want to talk more with you, and we're having a valuable conversation, you know, we can't have either, right? Like when it's not happening, it's because you're retarded. When you're choosing to do it, unlike JG, we can't have it because the equipment. And now you got to go.
Yeah, I actually have to go do something for my son. Oh my God. I gotta go help him out. He's calling me to help him, so I gotta go do it. Sorry.
All right.
Love
Come
you,
back
Paul.
when you're done. We'll talk more about what you're experiencing.
All right.
All right. We'll see you later.
Can you hear this?
Yes, I can.
Okay.
See, now that's preferable. You look like Daniel Berg if Hamas got him with the green flag behind you. Like if I think the Houthis got a green flag. So I kind of like that. That's more grounded and down to earth.
I won't be rich anymore in front of you.
Give me your speech on what it would be like if the Houthis just captured you and they're holding you for ransom.
I don't know the Houthis.
How have
I
we
don't
treated
either. I've been
you,
trying to figure it out.
Aaron? Have
You
we
guys
treated you
treated me
well?
amazing. Yeah.
Aaron, have we treated you well?
Oh, are you a Houthi?
Yeah, we're the fucking Houthis. Who do you think I am?
What is a Houthi?
Paulie Houthi and the Blowfish. That's our group name. We named it that. We're they say we're terrorists, but really we're misunderstood. We're disenchanted artists.
Is this
Go ahead.
breaking news? I haven't been a part of this for a second, so I'm not hip to it.
Tell your family that we want whatever they're worth. I know they're probably poor and broke, but tell them to send something. You want to be released.
I want to be released. Please.
Tell them we
help.
want the new laser disc technology that just came out. We just heard about that. Do they have a laser disc?
Did you hear about the implant thing that just happened? First implant with Elon.
Oh, he finally found a beta female to let him have sex with them. This is good news for many of the others on the metaverse. If Elon can do the first implant, there's no telling what you guys will be able to achieve.
Neuralink. I saw something about it this morning.
Oh, Neuralink. Okay. I was thinking something different.
Exactly 7 years, 7 months, and 7 days after Neuralink was launched.
Right. Neuralink's good, though, because for many folks who are in a basement with nobody, they can like implant that thing in their brain and imagine that they have like people in their life and a purpose and a partner. It's going to be great.
I don't know.
All right. We're going to have to, we're going to do this today. Hello?
Check our pulse.
Trey Brown, hello? Trey Brown, you're going to have to say something or show yourself or I'm going to throw you out. Drake is cool is the name.
Fire Drake?
Yeah, you're going to get thrown out. You got like 3 to 5 seconds to show yourself, to say something, or you're getting thrown out. Okay, you ran because you're up to no good. Because I'm an idiot, right? Because I didn't know that. Great stuff. You guys are war masters. Your thoughts, Aaron, Mitchell, whoever else? Power, just sitting in the back like a slug. Lifeless almost.
Yeah, no. So, I mean, people were predicting it. Actually, I saw a couple people, I think, mention it a few days ago with the Neuralink was about to be launched. And sure enough, yeah, pretty much. I like that picture there. I'm at peace because my intentions are good and my heart is pure. What more can you ask for? Yeah, so it's just a matter of time before, like, what was it? Switzerland, or not Switzerland, Holland, whatever fucking country it was where people, Denmark, one of those where people were lining up for the chip, allegedly. As much as you can't believe the shit you hear on the news and otherwise,
whatever, Peanut Power. This guy's got some good advice down there.
Everyone's got to appreciate. Everyone's got to fucking bow down and suck my dick in public.
Fuck yeah.
Oh, yeah.
All right, now that we got that out of the way.
I like their picture. It's the picture of that cartoon where they predicted Kobe Bryant's helicopter crash.
Yeah, see, they like that. Keymaker likes that. All right.
I remember watching that cartoon too before it happened, and I was like, "Okay, this is definitely predicting or preempting some shit."
I have no idea what you're saying. I can barely pay attention to you. You're so fucking lackluster and devoid of any kind of energy and vitality.
And
You're just fucking mumbling into the microphone. You're basically like School of Ian broadcasting. You got your head cocked to the side. You're fucking mumbling into the microphone. You're full of fear as always, talking about whatever they're gonna do to you. And I don't care, bro. I know it all.
I don't
you
give a
know
shit
it all.
about
You
any
know
of
it
that.
all.
They're not
I've
gonna do
heard
it to
it
me.
all.
I'm not getting chipped, man.
Yeah, they're gonna do it to you, bro. You won't leave the house, and you're devouring mama. Like, has that mama spirit in you so deep that as soon as them tyrannical daddies show up, you'll be like, you're just programmed to submit.
Last time I left the house yesterday.
Well, you left the house.
I was reminded.
Hold on a second. We got to do like Talcott when they did the They did a ceremony for him when he
Dude,
left the house.
I don't live like I don't live off. You know, I don't
So
live.
great
in
job,
mountains like
Jack.
do.
You left the house twice this month.
If you lived where I
Yeah.
live, you probably wouldn't live that much. You wouldn't leave that much either. Slave trails, fucking slavery everywhere, dude.
Yeah, Peanut Power finally left the house this month.
I don't live in the fucking mountains, you know.
Great fucking job there. You know,
I fucking wish I did.
I got high
There's
hopes
slave
for you.
trails in the mountains, bro. Hate to tell you. But planes
Yeah,
fly
you're
over
right.
the
There's
mountains.
You're right.
slave trails in the mountains.
Dude, there's one over your fucking head right now. Look at that shit. There's one over your fucking head right now.
Do
I'm
you
telling you, they've
know
been
where
on
you
top
are
of me
out there
all
right
day.
now? That's
Like,
the
wherever
question.
I go, and they'll be
Yeah,
like,
you're in
"Please."
slavery, bro. Wherever you go, there's slavery. Not so far behind.
Yeah.
Do you know where you are right now?
Can't outrun this shit.
Well, it's called B system simulation territory. All right, so keep your chin up. It's going to be
Look at this
okay. Just
white
have
box.
faith that there's something before and after this, and do the best you can while you're here.
There's a
It's
white
kind of
box.
like those broadcasts that you all go to. Like just have faith. There's something before and after it, like me, and do the best while you're there to get through it. Right?
No, seriously, where you're at right now, are there trails or not? Not really.
Fuck yeah. They're everywhere.
No, Paul. I'm asking Paul. I know you. I
pull
can see the one over your fucking head. I know there is
Just
where
pull
you.
up like a flight radar 24 or something.
Yeah, I told
like
you
that.
I moved positions, and where I'm at now, it's like ground zero, but I'm leaving. So over the next week, we're going back to the mountains. There's going to be 2 or 3 mountain locations, different house setup situation, and yeah, most likely a lot less of everything. 5G doesn't exist over there. Slave trails minimum. Mandates with a hyphen, right? Like as in 2 men dating, as in like pathetic warrior and slave cot, and even slow state. That's a what do they call that? A lucky Pierre? When there's three gay guys, and one of them is the lucky Pierre. I think that's a Urban Dictionary. So yeah, no mandates, no slave trails in the sky, no 5G. Brain interference. I'm gonna kill this fucking dog, man. I really am.
How can you be mad at a little pug? Come on,
Oh
man.
my god, I can't stand the. It's not even. It's the whole thing. It's what they've allowed this. She's allowed this. I tell her all the time. You've created this.
Yeah, my neighbor's got like 5 or 6 of them. They usually have 2 or 3, and all of a sudden now they have 5 or 6 of them, and they're all these little fucking teacup Shih Tzu fucking pieces of shit.
You're right, Mitchell.
Up, man.
Peanut, please.
Incredible.
Just like you.
Right.
Mitchell, you're right. I'm going to kill Jennifer because she did this. She allowed this. She created this. You fucking, just like they all do. I had to tell her, stop picking the fucking dogs up and holding them up to your face and acting like they're so cute. This is why they fucking act like this. just like with beta males on here. You can't pick them up and bring them eye level and make them theme to think that they're equal with you. Then they start shitting and pissing on everything, running crazy, acting like they're in charge. You got to keep the beta males, just like the dogs, at a low level beneath you so they know who's in charge and they don't act out.
Yeah. My dog runs my life, no doubt.
That's that mama's spirit again.
A little bit. My mom wasn't a devouring mother, though. She was kind of a badass. She was a tough mom.
All right, let me get to the damn Grim Hustle. And then we'll do the Break-In Slave news segment. And I always say this, and I never do it, but I may get the hell out of here early. I want to get on with my day. I want to get out. I want to move around more. Better weather out. Yeah, I want to get away from the toxicity that is the metaverse and the more importantly the beta haters on it. Let me see here. What we got how to turn pain into God's glory. I'll accept that. Get to it, Mitchell.
Sometimes people ask me, why do you say this is your friend? Why do you have him on your hand? And why do you have him as logo of your global brand? Dash used to be my enemy, but then I made him my friend. Now he can't touch me anymore. How did I do it? I learned it from the king. The highest king there is. That's why I have this other tattoo. The king showed me how to conquer pain. He showed me how to conquer death and transform death to glory. How? With the power of honor. The Lord is on my side, Bratan, and he should be on your side too. The King of Kings showed you what it means to be honorable. You cannot escape pain, but you can transform it. You cannot escape death, but you can make him the best teacher of your life. Because only that makes life significant, and only God makes life glorious. All you need is the right values and the right people around you. People with soul. I cannot be stopped by pain. I cannot be stopped by death. This is the philosophy of the Grimm. And we have taken over Slava Bogu. Grimm will continue to grow, inspire, and dominate with honor. We are in every country of the world. We have taken over YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, all these dirty platforms, and we have given them a bit of honor. I will not be stopped by pain. I will not be stopped by death. God is on my side, and I serve him every
Fucking right.
fucking day. Be honorable.
They don't listen. They don't listen to me. They don't listen to this guy, Mitchell. All right. It's all an act, right? Life's just all an act. It's a play. It's a performance. We're never really gonna take this consciousness and awareness thing seriously. You know, the self-knowledge seriously, the growth, the community. Well, not we. Some of us are. We waver at times, but we're on a movement, right? I'm speaking of some folks that I've observed, right? And reminding myself of what I need to do more and more. So again, there is always that mirroring effect. Your thoughts in general, Mitchell? Did you have anything that you wanted to talk about? Anything going on lately or in your life?
No, I do like that. No, nothing too specific. I got some shit going on I've been dealing with on the ground. It's been by choice, been kind of interesting and fun.
I mean, you wouldn't like to you wouldn't like to do more conversation and content on the ground, like just go up to people and mix it up. You're not really into that?
Man, I just don't like people, but yeah, I'm trying to get back into it because I feel a need, you know, people need some real conversations, you know, and yeah, I'm trying to get into it. I'd rather just stay by myself. I'm kind of a loner, but you know.
Yeah, but you do recognize that if you don't at least have a love for people, even if you don't like what they do, that it indicates something about how you start to live with yourself in a way.
Yeah, for sure. I recognize that. So yeah, I'm trying to get more social.
Now, my point is, I think you have a lot to offer, right? Just, you know, the shit that you get, the stuff you get shit for in a way can be a positive thing. Like how you look, how you present. I think that you could be an endearing person at times and disarming, and it could make for great conversation and content if you work it, right? And I think also that you have a way with words and you have a certain energy about you. And if you started to play into that more and focus on that, I think it would be beneficial for you. You'd start to have aspects of yourself flower a bit more.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah, I need to tap into that a little more because that's what's satisfying, you know. So.
Well, yeah, we're all oneself, man. And I notice the same things about you that I notice about me. It's really just about getting out of the introversion, jumping out of the box, and cultivating more of that fluidity, which is whatever life has to offer. And part of the way of doing that or working on that is getting in front of people who you've been taught or you've learned to not like, and finding that commonality, that bond, that unity. The more that you practice that, the more you find it in everybody, the more you start to feel one with everybody. So then you can choose, right? Hey, isolation's great. You know, cultivate that light within, as long as it's not from a hate or an aversion to interacting with folks when they represent an aspect of self, right? You get where I'm going with this.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's definitely speaking right to me. Yeah, I definitely.
I mean, like with all these folks online, bro, they seem to have this thing for me or with me, and they don't understand I don't hold the same space with them. I have no hate. I have no vengeance. I have no retribution toward them. I just play with their ego. Ultimately, I'm willing to reconcile. I'm willing to do resolution. They seemingly are not within themselves and with me. This is why I tell them this will be your undoing, because it's an indicator of something about your life and the themes of your life and how you live. Until it is changed, it will continue to manifest the same results or lack thereof, right? So that's not an egoic statement. That's not meant to talk down to anybody. That's meant to show folks what they're susceptible to, what they're suffering from or with, and what they're capable of attaining or achieving if they can step out of the box and try new things.
Yeah, and it comes from having that strong enough foundation to where you're not going to be shook off of it, you know, and I think that's
you got to really know who and what you are and what you're doing and what this life is about on some level. True enough. You got to be able to like sit with yourself and go, I know where I'm at. I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm doing this for. And I see some results. When you get to that point, they really can't shake you off a foundation unless they present a truth you've overlooked. And as you can see here, it's very rare that you're going to get someone present a truth that hasn't been presented before, hasn't been looked at by someone who's a student of life. We've seen it all. We've looked at it all. It's not an arrogant statement. Doesn't mean I know it all. I've just looked at it all. I've been through the marketplace of ideologies and philosophies and schools of psychology and all the rest of it. I've looked at it all. And I've done my own amalgamation, if you will, or I've done my own self-exploration that has led to an amalgamation of the same understanding that any other self would have from taking this walk and this journey we call life. That's the point. So you study these people, you don't cite these people, and then you study yourself and you study life, and then you come to understand what these people understood.
Yeah. How I kind of see it is, you know, people are trying to equalize with you, but there is no space between you and God, you know, kind of as Grimm was getting at. And so, you know, they can't come in between that. They're equal with you, but you know, they can put themselves below you. They can't go above you because that's
the
God's
point,
spot.
Mitchell. You just said it. Everybody's equal with me on the highest level. We're all one self. I ain't no demigod. I don't want to believe. See, I had the Reverend tell me that I was special and born under some sign, and I said, I really don't want to believe that, because then that leads to more questions and problems than it does answers and solutions. It makes more sense that for whatever reason, I've been given something or shown something that I'm to take back to everyone else because we're all one self. I'm not here to exalt myself and raise myself above other people. That's a lonely existence. That's a purposeless and meaningless existence. That's a powerless existence masquerading as powerful in the world, right? So with that said, you know, we all have to come, it would seem to me, we all have to come to the space of understanding that one self principle on the highest level. On the lowest level, we have choice, and choice is dependent upon our perception and understanding. So when there's misunderstanding, there's misperception, and there's a wrong action or a wrong course of action that leads to less than favorable results. Right. And that's where you get into people putting themselves beneath other people because either they don't have the understanding or they're not applying the understanding. That doesn't mean I've put myself above anyone. That means you've put yourself beneath me. That's your inferiority complex you're projecting onto me as superiority complex. If you know better, then do better. If you can't show better, you haven't done better. So don't try to talk about other people doing better. Focus on yourself and your life and your results. And when you got that, you'll have a different story to tell. Hashtag trust me. Hashtag we don't own truth. Hashtag I am truth. I'm a true example in many arenas of what somebody could do just being a quote unquote regular guy and studying extraordinary information and applying it. You know what else that means, Mitchell? It means that you got to leave the regular people behind who don't want to pursue an extraordinary life and lifestyle and understanding. That's a hard truth people don't want to reconcile. That they've been going it alone for so long for the wrong reasons. They're scared to go it alone for the right reasons. If you want to pursue extraordinary knowledge and transformational transcendence and consciousness and awareness, you have to leave behind folks who do not want to do that or be part of that. And this is what plagues all of us because we are human, we are social creatures, and we do inherently care for all people, whether we want to admit it or not, whether we want to be aware of it and reminded of it or not. Because it scares us that we could care for people even while and after they're doing harm to us.
Yeah. Out of respect for free will, you know, you got to kind of let them fuck up. You know, all you can do is encourage them to make better choices, but you can't make them make better choices. And, you know, it's
right. And then you have to set boundaries and or allow consequences to be present and reveal to them that, hey, in life, what your mommy and daddy never taught you apparently is every thought and emotion and action has an equal and opposite reaction or consequence. So until you tighten up and get yourself in alignment, you're constantly going to have these consequences and reactions or responses in your life. There's no way around that. That's not a control mechanism. That's an order mechanism for all the egoic, narcissistic projectors out there. That's not Paulie wanting control. That's Paulie's soul, like yours, seeking order through freedom, which needs to maintain self-governance as a prerequisite. And self-governance means you have to understand right from wrong and the next right thing to do for the most beneficial outcome for everybody involved. Being a broadcaster will be one of the ways to teach you that. So some folks dropped the ball yesterday because they had a great opportunity to have great interaction and great content, and they dropped the ball again.
And
because they don't know. Go ahead, sir.
The first thing in that order, as I've expressed it, in my opinion, is that Jeremiah 1:5. And that's truly what I think that preacher or pastor, whoever spoke to you, was talking about. And it's not that you're anything special. That scripture tells us we're all special. We're all born with that talent. The problem is this public education system and the indoctrination and dogma and everything that is instituted to indoctrinate or propagandize something supposedly better. And there
right. So when you at some point in your life make the recognition that you are a piece of God, they tell you you're egoic and narcissistic. No, I'm following the book that you said we swear on to tell the whole truth. When we don't know the whole truth, I only know my truth. If my truth can reveal the whole truth, it's probably a good truth. So let's hear yours.
And that's the premise of building each other up. It really is. To be able to sit here and think that I can do the things that I do and have people badmouth me about it, that's not building anybody up, while I'm trying to build you up by showing you, educating you. And that's the last thing you should be doing, in my opinion.
Right, to somebody who thinks there's power and being convinced that they've been a piece of shit all their life, accepting what the world has put forth, when you try to show them and tell them that there's a piece of God in them, just like you've recognized in you, they tell you you're doing superiority complex. No, you're an inferiority complex. You don't know who and what you are and what you're here to really do. And you drop the ball regularly. And you show your cowardice regularly. And you show your hypocrisy regularly. And you show your fraud and grifting regularly. Get the fucking game back in its proper perspective. That's what I'm here to do. I'm not here to make friends. I'm not here to do business deals. I'm not here to promote myself and aggrandize myself more than necessary to get some slave's attention. Because it seems a lot of them don't ever wake up until you start showing them a little bit of self-confidence or what they call arrogance and ego, because you play it up a little bit, knowing what's going to happen when you do it. See that when you're walking the truth, life, and way, they really don't give a fuck, and they really don't want to walk with you. When you start proclaiming it and putting it in their face, they got something to say and feel about it. Ask the Christed being from Scripture.
I'm going to show my ignorance here, but there's somewhere in the scripture, I ran across it, but it talks about the power of, people coming together, and I forget the exact word, how it puts it, but, it's like 1 and 1 is 100 or something, like the power of 100, I don't know. What
The
I'm
Tao
trying
will
to say.
tell you the sayings of the Buddha tell you pretty much the same way. Don't belittle your virtues. The drug fills drop by drop. Don't belittle your faults. The jug fills drop by drop. That means you ain't going to convince me that I'm a low life, low awareness piece of shit like you when I know the opposite to be true. I've got the validation within me and the verification outside of me with other folks, other selves. You want to live that and believe that about you and project it onto me? Have at it. We're going to display it for what it is. We're going to find out. Right? So I don't belittle my virtues and I don't belittle my faults either. It's precisely because I do look at my weakness and my faults that I have attained some level of virtue. That's how that works.
And I think
you can't live a positive life without observing the negative. You're only living in arrogance and ignorance. Go ahead, sir.
And I think you're talking about maybe Hebrews 10:25 says, not forsaking the assembling of ourselves together, as the manner of some is, but exhorting one another, and so much the more as ye see the day approaching. I think this is telling us that when we start exhorting one another, we're exhorting the whole. That's where your possibilities and wins come, not individually, but as a unit, as a whole, the people as a whole coming together in the people aspect, and rather than the person and the commerce and all of this. That's where your individuality becomes a prosperous thing for you individually. But when you start exhorting each other as the whole, then the others recognize themselves as part of that whole.
Right. And if you can't play from your ego and have your ego played with, then you shouldn't be playing from that perspective. Get all the way real or get the fuck off here. Don't tell me I'm egoic and then play from your ego, and then we play with each other's ego. You can't stand the pain. Maybe I'm not playing from ego. Maybe I'm playing from super ego, ultra confidence in my results. And I'm just speaking it up. I'm not even playing it up. I'm speaking it up. But the reality of it is we're all here. We're all having the same experience, self mirrored as self, results and results or not. Consistency and clarity or not. I mean, I can go through the or not. I think that we get it. So get with it or stop pretending you don't get it, because the false presentment, the false strength, the ignorance and the arrogance, the projection, it's not working. Doesn't work for me, so it ain't going to work for you. And I would know because I spent 3/4 of my life living from that space. If you want to know what to do right, come and ask me, because I've done it all wrong first, over and over again. And there's no separation between us, by the way. You're just late to the game. I started fucking up early. You only started recently. A lot of these professionals read all the right books, went to schools, attained the status, and then recently something happened. Right. I didn't go that path. I had to get it out the mud. I had to get it firsthand. I had to get it cold, harsh truth and reality the same way everyone else needs to get it. You're not going to get it the way you like it and the way you want it. You're going to get it the way you need to get it. So stop lying to yourself and everyone else. Start leveling up today. Today is your opportunity. We'll see what the fuck you do with it. Like always. Your thoughts before we move on? We got some breaking slave news we got to get to, and we got another stack of cops shooting citizen slaves.
Oh, joy.
Say thanks for having me up. I got to get going, but today is the only day. Tomorrow is not come yet. Yesterday is gone. So what we do right here, right now, that's it. Thanks for having me up. I'll see you again, hopefully soon.
Thank you, sir. Wizard creature, any thoughts, any commentary, questions, concerns? Same goes for you two gentlemen.
No, I'm good for now. I'm kind of relaxing. Kind of tired and beat.
They want me to sing now. Should we? Hold on. Is that going to be the new? That's the new bit.
No,
If they're going to steal bits, we steal bits. Is that how that works?
I was going to say that just reminds me of Z, and that's just pathetic.
Hey, bro. You know, I'm surprised at you, Wizard. You weren't one of those guys. Like, I'm that guy, right? I did enough Molly at one point and injected it even that I got real comfortable with like getting in some weird, awkward, cringy, loving of myself space. Like, it's on record. I wish someone would go get it. Someone go get where they had me in the interrogation room and the whole police station was staring at me or just talking amongst themselves about me because I was just singing in the middle of the police station, chained to the table. Because I thought the whole thing was just so ridiculous. I'm like, you people have me chained here for harming myself, according to you? I go, oh, this is rich. So I just started singing, and I forget what the song was, but it was an appropriate song. Pretty much about how this whole thing is one big hypocritical game.
Well,
they need to get that tape or that paperwork. It's out there somewhere, I'm sure.
The funniest thing I noticed about Z's show, well, two of them actually. You go through his videos, and every last one has the exact same thumbnail.
I already said that. I said that months ago. It's an indicator of how little effort and attention and creativity that he puts into his life and his broadcast.
Well, and that's on the other extreme. He spends more than a half an hour on an intro for a video. Now, I don't know anything in my life that I know of that.
I did that today.
No, your intro is something pulling up somebody else's videos on ethics or something like that. He does a solid 34-minute intro of absolutely nothing but running his mouth.
Oh, no, you're saying, no, I get what you're saying. He does the 30 minutes of much love, much love. Hey, Jimmy's down there. Much love, Johnny. Yeah. Joel. June is down there.
Coming at ya.
Yeah, I can't believe we sat there for a half hour listening to that shit before he even said anything. It was pathetic.
Well, that's his version of what I taught him, which is audience engagement. And they take it to the next level because they have nothing on their mind or heart or in their life going on, and they have nothing to talk about. And they can't create anything with the feedback from the chat of the audience. So they're just attempting to relate to the audience, to bond to the audience, to keep them like feeling like they know them, right? That's what that is. It's the We Are Awake style of community. Where it's like I'm going to make you feel like I'm invested in you because I'm going to like call each person out, tell you how much I love you, tell you it's great to see you. But everyone's here supposedly for like content and to hear about what you're doing or like what you do and what you're into or what you understand. And we never really get that. It's just kind of non-unity. These are very lonely, broken people is what it comes down to. And they need somewhere to go to feel a part of something. And if you can feel above other people while you feel like you're a part of something, that's even better for them. So I think that's what that is. It's an attempt to like have everything all at once, right? Be above people, but also seem relatable and make people feel like you're invested in them individually when we really know you don't give a fuck about any of these people and what happens. You just have your own agenda and your own desires. I mean, that's clear with the majority of these folks in the way that they live, right?
Well, and it almost seems like he's doing it on purpose as some kind of subliminal hypnotizing to, we are asleep TV. We're asleep.
Like, do you get the impression? Do you get the impression?
To this, we'll put you to sleep.
Do you get the impression it's the same thing that you start to recognize about people and why they choose their professions? Like, do you really think these people care about children so much that they have this overwhelming desire to serve others and care for children? No. They just want to be able to go to the bar and tell their friends and family that, hey, I work with children. Look at me. I'm a loving, caring guy. I'm someone who's attractive and successful. That's the whole game of it. It's just like Jennifer's mother. We laugh about it all the time. She goes, I'm a counselor. She can't counsel herself or anyone else in her family or friends. She has a horrible lifestyle. She's a bitter, angry person, but claims she's a great counselor. And we just regularly laugh about this shit. Just like my father saying he's a graduated with honors psychology. It's beyond laughable if it wasn't so narcissistic, prideful, and egoic.
It's like my companion being the teacher and I'm the one teaching her now. You know, but that's the way it works sometimes, you know, and you have to be able to deal with it. And not only that, but you have to recognize, like you said earlier, we're not all at the same level at the same time and doing things at the same speed. So, you know, it's just
kind of like Moose, Moose for the 5th time this week says, I gave out blankets to children, but I don't want to tell anyone or show anyone. It's the 5th time he's used the same line. And, you know, again, is it really done because you want to do it and really care to do it? I mean, there's a multitude of things I've done that I've just never talked about because it doesn't come up in conversation. These folks regularly use their status, position, or what they've done to try to buy points and endearment with an audience. Like, well, look at me. I'm altruistic. I'm philanthropic. I really care about women and children. And when you talk to them and live with them or deal with them day to day, you realize they're none of that. They don't give a fuck. They don't do anything for anyone other than themselves and their little fucking circle of miscreants the majority of the time.
And so Z, instead of showing that he really does truly care about children and stuff when he lost his job or gave it up, however that went, you would think that if he really did care about children, that was his main goal in life, he would find something to do with helping children again. Instead, what's he doing? Okay, he's doing the YouTube thing, trying to make money on YouTube. You know, and I'm not trying to project or virtue signal or anything here, guys, but that's why when I got tired of the system, I quit the system. And now I'm doing my thing, which is totally not anything anybody else is doing.
You want to hear a crazy idea, Wizard? At one point, I've talked about it, not to talk about the idea of me caring about children. You're supposed to have that. Everyone's supposed to have that. But at one point, I go, I have an opportunity to deal with these children, care for them, and to learn about me and what it means to be in that position, right? If no other reason, you would think to yourself, if I'm someone who wants to have a mate and have a family at some point, and there's children out there who we know of who can be taken care of, there's your value. So like at times, this woman wouldn't pay me. And instead of me getting resentful and bitter and going, I'm supposed to be getting paid to watch these children, I found value in the experience for me. So even if she didn't pay me, I go, listen, it's giving me firsthand experience. And this is why they take advantage of you too. Because this is why you learn in life, not to tell people who you are and what you're doing. Because then they go, well, we don't have to pay Paulie boy. He just finds value in being here and doing this. I go, the own father of this children won't even show up here, right? Money or no money. I go, you won't pay me what I'm worth doing a better job than the father, pretty much anyone else out here that I've seen. Right. So you're going to take advantage of me. And it's because you take my kindness as weakness. Right. Yeah, or it's just taken for granted. Instead of her paying me more or making sure she paid me every time, she just stopped paying me at some point because she realized I was there because I cared about the children and myself and the truth and what I was going to learn through this experience.
Yeah. And that's like my position here. You know, if you guys think this is an easy life, you're wrong. I gave up all that bullshit, not just because I was tired of it, but in steadfastness that I was going to learn it. And all of my life, everything I've learned, I've always wanted to express it to others because I think that's the important part of learning things is being able to give that away to somebody else. Again, that's always been my belief. The true benefit is the knowledge. So you don't see me sitting here just not doing anything. I'm doing research, going on 8 years now, still researching and doing all this stuff so other people can learn how to do the same things I'm doing. And yet you don't see the things I'm doing because you don't believe what I'm telling you. Go get an enterprise payment system account and learn how ACH, automated clearinghouse, works both on credit side and debit side. And I guarantee you might wake your mind up with what this commercial system is. You don't have to use money. Credit card means any card, plate, coupon book, or any other device used in a use of product system used to obtain money.
Yeah, this is why I'm mad at you, Wizard. That woman I was watching the children for was trying to pay me in stamps and coupons. That's why we got into it. She was watching your fucking channel.
So the thing is, if you don't understand how that's working, you're using a credit device of some sort to obtain money on credit. So where does the money come in? Whose credit did you get that money on? And why is it you don't believe you have your own credit? Why is it everybody believes you're a debtor? I find that totally idiotic. Yeah, see, Peniel Power's on it. He's looking up UCC and the ACHC and everything. Bright young man, one of these days he's going to be able to put it together himself. And I'm telling you, folks, that's pretty much what you got to do. I can't show you all the private things that I have to do. Like I said, you go deal with the post office about stamps. You got to do that in back office. They're not going to talk to you about that out in front. And it certainly isn't going to be some Yahoo regular worker. It's got to be the postmaster.
Well, yeah, that's the thing, right? Is you get these online groups. The person was speaking out down there, and it's all an imaginary conceptualization at the end of the day, right? You have to take it for what it is. Like I could say that there's a tribal energy when we come here. There's a group energy because we meet here, a lot of us regularly. There's a lot of the same folks in chat. So it starts to become inherently a sort of a community, non-unity, right? A group dynamic. But if we're all here for the same purpose, the same reason, we're attaining the same understanding, we recognize the same things in ourselves and each other, where's the tribalism? The tribalism comes when folks catch these feelings about me or what I'm doing here, and they extend it out to everyone else around me, including the audience, and they start to draw lines of who's who and what's what and where we can go and not go, right? And again, I've played into it at times because they like to do that. And then I just move out of it and I go, hey, we're all individually our own people. We all have our own understanding or not, and you're all going to pursue that together or not. It includes me and everyone else in this simulation we call life. So I have no like ultimate boundaries, obviously, or you wouldn't see the same folks here over and over again who've done the same things that I'd rather not have them do. And then ask the other folks if they have the same opinion or perspective. They don't. They drift off this audience, whoever it is, because it's become a my their thing, right? And this is why I say my audience in the sense of I have an obligation when folks come here to be what I need to be in order to be the best example of self, right? Whatever that means at the time, whatever I'm claiming to do or whatever the bit is or the simulation, if I'm being authentically me and trying to get to resolution, reconciliation, there's different aspects of self. We all know that, right? So it's like, what are you doing, when, why, and how? I guess that's what we have to ask ourselves. And the more as time has gone on, I've just kind of gotten away from the sensationalism. I've gotten bored with it, right? At one time, I was kind of interested and excited about the mischievousness of doing the trigonometry. I mean, I still play with it from time to time, as you see. I play with folks' ego here and there. I'm always into the game of life and self is self. So I'm going to play with that. But, the 6-8 hours of back and forth, the yelling and screaming, the lack of resolution, reconciliation, it's ridiculous. There are no enemies here. We have no ultimate problems with each other. Folks are in their feelers because of what's been said. Mostly, there hasn't really been anything done. I think they're in their feelers mostly because of what they've not done in their own lives. And then when I speak something about myself, my life, or them, they get in their feelers double time and they make it about me. So there is no cult here. There is no imaginary boundaries. There is no that side and this side. There is no your audience and my audience. This is a membrane we all pass through, right? And then when we're on here, we pass through multiple membranes, and everyone is coming and going constantly. They're fluid and dynamic. They're free to move. And then you can call people out individually if you please, if you think there's some value in that for yourself, for the content, or for the experience. And that's kind of what I do. I really have no ultimate expectations. If I did, you wouldn't see the same people here over and over again. You wouldn't see folks who've hated on me over and over for months reconcile with me and move on, then to only do it again. I draw temporary boundaries for everybody's own sanity and sake, because I recognize that for whatever reason in life, and especially on the internet, people feel this freedom to act like complete morons. And I'm okay with that. I play with that and play into that. We all play the fool at some time. right? The question is, are you willingly playing the fool or unwillingly? I think that's what we should all ask ourselves over and over again. Go ahead, JG.
Wiz, I'm gonna buy some land next year, right? I'm getting back to construction. I'm kicking ass this year. I'll send you some money. Do you think you could help me out with the law? Like, just, I'm ignorant to the law, man. I'm ignorant to this shit.
I don't want you to give me anything, bro. I respect you and I care about you, and I'm here to do fellowship with you. If you want me and Wizard or whoever else to talk with you about the truth, we're here for that all day, every day. We don't have expectations.
Yeah, we're not going to charge you anything.
I'm talking to Wizard here. I'm asking if Wizard could help me out with it.
I can certainly help you out with it, but I'm going to tell you the same thing as Paul. It's all on credit, dude. I'm not going to charge you anything. What goes around comes around, and I'm sure the only one that can reward me is our Father in heaven. I don't care about any rewards here on earth, but I will do everything I can to help you. Absolute.
All right, I appreciate it. I'll send you some Bibles.
That'll work. I can use those. I can distribute those.
So you're going to have that conversation, or am I missing something?
Well, I was trying to get through to him, and you started saying something, Paul. Yeah, Wiz, I'll talk to you one-on-one, off the internet, off this fake shit. I'll talk to you one-on-one.
Yeah, that's the thing. Why does this have to be fake? Like, why is this fake shit? Why does it get that?
Well,
I don't let these fucking clowns into my life, Paul, so I'd rather talk to somebody one-on-one. I'm not trying to let all these trolls and fucking crazy people into my life. So one-on-one is a better, smarter
I respect that. I respect that if you have reasons why you want to keep the conversation private. But again, I'm not going to tell you to do what I do, but I would encourage you to not be self-limiting in these venues, to not talk truth because you're worried about what might happen to you. You know, if you're going to live the truth, if you're going to talk the truth, better yet, live the truth, you're probably going to be tested or have some challenges. So it's better to just accept that and move into that and cultivate accountability and authenticity here and everywhere in your life, rather than shy away from it because of what might happen. I mean, that's the common theme, right? With our friends, our family, just life in general. We shy away from accountability and authenticity because of what might happen and what we're taught to do instead, right? So, yeah, I mean, I'll respect your boundary, of course. I'm never going to encourage someone to do something that they think is against their own benefit or security. But I will ask you to question yourself and to look at that and what the root of that is. And is that really to your highest good, or is that just seeming to be to your highest benefit or good? Or is it from a space of fear of what might happen, right? I have to stay safe, quote unquote. I mean, could you ever really be completely secure or safe here in this body? I mean, is everyone not dying or can die at any time? So you have to be willing to confront yourself in the truth ultimately and surrender that you could be harmed, or that something might not go the way you want it to go, maybe the way it needs to go, or the way it's meant to go. Your thoughts, Wizard, in general? I guess we'll move on at some point here. Peace is available. Care is available. Reconciliation, resolution is available with me, inside of me, and here. Is it available inside and with you? That is the question. And the excuses and justifications don't cut it about how I'm so bad, I'm not a good listener, I'm this, that, and the third. Not an excuse, not a justification, and it doesn't hold water. There's plenty of folks who, if you need their firsthand testimony, will tell you I'm an impeccable listener, so much so I can pick out the details and reverse engineer them all on the fly. I'm beyond a good listener. I'm a great listener and an even better speaker.
And I think truly the only one that can really ask and answer those questions is yourself. You can only be the only one to ask yourself if you are comfortable with yourself, if you're at ease with yourself. Because it's only then that you'll actually take it earnestly. When other people ask me questions, I really don't take it too earnestly unless I can see how it really has to do with me in my life. And to ask a question like that of somebody else, it comes off more like an abrupt thing. like we're projecting ourselves, like we see that maybe you're not happy with yourself. Duh. But that's that time thing, that time space thing. There are many times in my life that I've been just totally distraught. I mean, I've been through a lot of different things in my life that you people would just, you'd throw up. But there are
And this is why I think it's interesting.
There
This
are
is why
other
I think
times,
it's. Go ahead.
real quick, there are other times in my life that because of those things, I didn't put so much into them as far as the appreciation. And it's only since I've been able to turn around and look back on my life and actually ask my own self those questions, was I able to finally, after reviewing those experiences, bring them up to par to where they're supposed to be. This is that self-esteem thing, and knowing that you can learn from your own mistakes as well as your own successes. Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, this is why I say, I can feel it before I see it and hear it. By the time I see it and hear it, it's just a verification of the validation. But when folks try to claim that I'm not a good listener, I kind of laugh at that because I can feel it before I see it and hear it. The seeing and hearing it is just the verification. And I'm not projecting. I'm at peace with myself in my own life now more than ever. So I'm not willing to accept that I'm the fearful, insecure one who's projecting onto everyone else, therefore generating that reaction. If that was the case, then folks who are enlightened would care for me a different way if they recognized that was truly the case. They would not react to me. So I'm more than capable of listening, even more so capable of feeling, because I am empathetic. You could argue empathic in a sense. I'm perfectly capable of reading my inner space and the other's inner space all in one moment and determining that there's a friction or resistance there and then getting to the bottom of what it is. It's been the cornerstone of how I do what I do. I believe it's the cornerstone of who and what we are, the philosopher's stone, if you want to call it that. The reconciliation of spirit and matter. The recognition of the lack of disconnection between self and self. Once you live from that space, it is not hard. It is more intuitive to read the other and know where they are right now in this moment and know where it comes from and or be able to get down to the root of it. I could do it with myself and I can do it with others. Can you is the question. If you can, then show us, don't tell us.
I think it's imperative that people dig into their own philosophy. I think that's the main problem is people are born into this world and they're brought up into this dogma of listening to somebody else's ideologies and not thinking the first thing about the psychology and everything that goes along with it. And this is what makes us such great individual people with different and distinct talents. But again, it's the unit as a whole that is the greatest. That's what should destroy the ego. That's what should destroy narcissism. But it's those kind of people that walk around in life and we know them. And that's what proves that there is psychiatric problems. That can all be done with your own philosophies in life. That's how Jung and all these other guys came about that, is by thinking about their own history, their own behaviors in accordance with what they saw in others.
Who is this? Who is this? This person is down there, one thing after the next. Who is this person speaking of? I'm just curious. So just humor me here for a moment. Just a little bit of audience engagement. This is my version of audience engagement. You're not going to hear too much love.
Well, he's talking about word trip earlier. Voice trips and word trips.
Isn't it true, Wizard? Oftentimes the folks who love you the most say it the least.
I love you, Daddy.
There's plenty of folks out there tell you every 5 seconds how much they love you, and they won't take the least bit of chance to fuck you, right? Like they won't take the least bit of time if given the chance to fuck you over if it's advantageous for themselves.
Bruce Lee wants the link.
Bruce Lee. Okay. I'm open to that.
Yeah, remember Bruce Lee?
A dead legend? Yeah. I mean, if we get the opportunity to summon a dead legend on the
we got to pipe
panel,
it up.
that's-
I mean, this is kind of a dead panel here so far.
Well, there you go. That's why it's attracting dead legends. I knew there'd be a payoff there somewhere. Hey, you guys are dead rate, and you've summoned a dead legend, Bruce Lee. Let's see. Oh no, it's Mark DeCascos. Who the hell is that?
I'm the guy
Mark?
from Hawaii.
Hawaii?
Yes.
Hawaii 5-0?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, Mark DeCascos.
It's not Hawaii 500.
Look at this.
Wait a second. Is that Bodyguard A New Beginning by any chance? That's like one of my favorite movies.
Yeah.
Oh man, like what are the odds that someone showed up here today with one of my favorite movies ever, Bodyguard A New Beginning? Hey,
What's this
are
at?
you by any chance into Sarah Michelle Gellar?
Yes. Oh, look at this.
You are? Well, it's 2 for 2. Hey, okay, let's go for like a trifecta here. Is there any chance that you sit around the house and never leave and pretty much masturbate most of the time?
Hey guys, I have my YouTube channel.
I'm going to take that as a yes. That's 3 for 3. You're going to get along just fine on this metaverse, okay? We're
Look at
gonna
this.
get along
Look at
just
this.
fine. Hey, do you
shouldn't-
possibly have a basement that you own that you like plaster with posters and lights in order to avoid your
Hey,
bleak and
Paul,
meaningless
Paul, let
existence
me ask
outside of that hole that
Paul,
you
let me
maybe
ask-
call the Plato's cave?
Hey guys, let me ask for a second.
You kind of
Look.
just cast shadows on the wall that you can
Plato's
stare at. Why are you screaming? I want to go 4 for 4, man. I'm testing my luck today.
Look at this.
Hey, do
Go
you
in
by
the
any
basement.
chance subsist completely off of the contributions and donations of your friends and family who view you to be a complete failure and waste
Hey,
and
what does it
burden
say
in
on
life
the
at this
top?
point and really hold no value to them or your community?
Hey guys.
I'm going to go that's a yes. Okay. You know what?
Paul,
I'm going to stop
Paul,
right there
Paul.
because I'm really pushing my luck. What are the odds I'm going to get more than 5 for 5?
Look what it says on the top.
Go ahead.
Look what it says on the top.
Bodyguard, a new beginning.
No.
Bodyguard, a new beginning. Bodyguard, a new beginning.
Look what it says on the top.
I don't know what it says,
Hey.
bro. It's too dark in that hovel you're in. Could you put a fucking
Widescreen.
light? Could you open a window? Could you move the
widescreen.
curtain? I know that you folks avoid the sun like the plague. Could you fucking open a window in there, a curtain or something? Get some fucking natural light in that room.
Look.
Hey, since you said it, I really want to see his basement.
It's widescreen.
Get in the. Hey, where's Auntie?
No.
Yeah, I want to talk to Auntie.
No, nothing.
You
I
haven't
want to know
watched.
what you're up to around there.
You've never
guys.
watched Cruel Intentions by any chance, have you?
Cruel intentions.
Oh,
No.
look at this. Look at this.
Oh man, you're missing out, dude.
What is that? The Pornhub best of the month? That
No.
bottom one there? It looks like the Pornhub logo. That best
No.
of videos for the month. You better not be ordering that under Auntie's name.
Hey.
You better not be ordering pay-per-view porno under
Hey,
Auntie's
guys,
name.
look.
I know what you're up to. Dude, what's with that room? Let me go to the floor again. Let me see the floor of that room. You better clean that fucking room. I'm gonna hit
I
up Auntie
did.
and tell her.
I did.
No, let me see the floor again. I just saw it. Why are you showing that way? What's over there?
You better wash them feet too, man.
Look at this.
Bodyguard, a new beginning.
It's a DVD menu of the 2008 film.
This is really exciting. Look, she's. Man, this is good stuff. All right. Where's
Whoa.
Auntie at, man?
Hey, is
Look
that
at this.
Jackie Chan
Hey,
as
how
the
many
new
of those?
hero?
How many of those crusty, love-filled socks have you left around that room for Auntie to pick up and launder?
But guys,
Filthy
look.
animal. Dude, why are you showing me this? Get out of here. You're going to somehow get me hit with something by showing me TV stuff. I didn't mean really get out of here. I meant like just stop showing it. You didn't have to leave the back, bro. Come back. All right. I always see what I mean, Lou. I feel guilty about this kid. This kid needs me. He needs a daddy. And then when I chase him off, I feel guilty. I go, come back.
Where's Z
Mark
when you need him?
DeCascos from Hawaii. What now?
Where's Z when you need him? He loves kids too, right?
Oh yeah. It would really be good if we had a child's audiologist here that could really listen and get to the bottom of what's going on there. Might be a cochlear thing, right? You might have an inner ear issue.
Hey, Pop, are you using syntax grammar now in your stream titles? You got your hyphen and your colon there?
Yeah, I've been watching a lot of David Wine Miller.
Nice.
And I've just been starting to, like I'll write emails and break up all my words into 3 words so that every person who gets it thinks I'm a complete insane person in mental case. That's my new way of speaking. Hold on, Mark the Case Ghost is back.
Hey guys.
Hey, what's going on, Mark?
Oh my god.
Look.
No, stop showing me shit, bro. I just told you that. I don't want you to keep showing me shit on the screens. Cut it out. Leave it alone.
Dude, it's Jet Li.
If you want to show a still image, you could do that. But stop playing shit, bro. Relax.
Dude, it's Jet Li.
Listen, Auntie fucking texted me like 2 weeks ago after you left here. She said you're up to all types of deviance in that house.
But look, watch this. Come on, come on, Mark.
All right, you're so fucking done, bro. I keep telling you to stop playing videos. Auntie said you keep putting a thermometer in your ass and it's not to take your own temperature. Is that true? Get back on camera. Yeah, he keeps telling Auntie, oh, I think I'm sick. I got to use the thermometer. Keeps putting it up his ass, pretending he's got a temperature. Tell me all about it. Get back on camera, bro. Look, he's playing videos and shit. Kid needs me. Needs help. 18 years old, that kid is, and he's fucking sitting at home all day. He won't leave the fucking house. He's Bodyguard, New Beginning on loop every day, all day. He's perfect for the panels, but not for life. All right, he's back.
Hi, Mark.
Hey, what's up with Auntie telling me about the thermometer thing, man?
Dude, is that Bruce Lee?
Hey, what? You're gonna answer me, or I'm not gonna have you here. I love you.
But please, look, I'm watching Mark.
Oh my God, you're so out of here again. Are you kidding, bro? You must not want to hang with Uncle Paulie. Is really what it is. You really don't want to hang with me. Talk with me. I keep bringing you up. I keep trying to show you love and care. Keep trying to hang with you. Yeah, and you keep showing videos when I ask you not to. Tired of you. Get out of here.
Yeah, we know a guy that would love you. His name is Zetetic Warrior. Look him up. Zete.
All right, relax, Wizard. Relax. You're now he's gonna indirectly promote this clown. Get more drama and gossip and crossover and nonsense. That's exactly what they want and love that they say they don't want. And they freak out about but can't do without because then nobody will watch. Nobody will listen. It's a weird twist they do. All right.
Well, Jack found out real quick. I think he had like 31 views by the time the stream was over. He ended in less than half an hour. So like I said, it might be his give up time.
Yeah, I mean, whatever. They think that I'm, that I don't mean it when I say that these folks, when I view them, I just perceive that they're going nowhere and there's nothingness there. Right. So others are free to perceive however they wish. Of course, that's life. I don't see why anybody would watch these people or even want to join them. I don't see what the upshot is or the benefit for anybody. But again, that's just my perspective. And of course, some folks will probably say the same thing about me. It's kind of what makes life what it is, right? Makes the world go round, as I say.
Hi.
If you show the video again, I'm not going to let you back here.
Okay.
You're going to get me hit for copyright, dummy.
No, it will not get a hit for copyright, okay?
It will. Don't fucking tell me how to do YouTube broadcasting. What else are you going to tell me how to do that you don't do?
This is not a broadcast. This is a movie.
Hey, why don't you rename yourself Mark Talcott?
Mark what?
Because you're going to, Mark Talcott. Because you're going to start telling me about shit that I do that you don't do well or at all. Now you're going to you keep running off. This is what I mean. Kids struggling with accountability and responsibility, like many on here. Mitchell's not. Look at him. He's cleaning, organizing his little hovel area, making sure everything is tidy. Cleanliness is next to godliness. Cleanliness is also a good coping mechanism for homelessness. It gives one the impression their life is orderly. If you order the inside of the truck, makes you feel like your life's orderly. Gives you a sense of purpose and accomplishment. He's laughing at that. All right, let's just move forward. All right, we're almost out of time. Time flies when you're having fun, or when the god of all media is orating. Joe Biden talks black people, which always kind of excites me. I just had this laying around. I figure, why not?
Well, it's a long way until November. We got more questions. You got more questions, but I tell you, if you have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, then you ain't black. It don't have nothing to do with Trump. It has to do with the fact I want something for my community.
Yeah, that's one of my favorites. That's just a quickie. Oldie but a goodie, quickie. Little afternoon delight. Joe Biden telling everybody if they don't vote for him, they're not black anymore. Which, how could you not? You got to keep that on rotation every so often. Why not? All right, let's get to the breaking slave news. Fox News gets behind the scenes. Look at war zone in Gaza. I can't wait for this. I asked them for like 90 days in a row, hey, could you guys give us some fake on the ground war footage? Because I feel like there's something incomplete about these broadcasts because you never actually show us any war going on. So they've finally done it. They gave us one before where they're just in an empty city going around the corner. And this is the new one. So I'm excited for this one. I asked, they finally have given what we've asked for. So let's view this. Let's see how convincing this is.
I'm excited to see if it's coming from a tunnel in Hamas.
There it is.
Hamas weapons inside a tunnel and a school. Alex Hogan is live in front line.
Wizard, please.
Hi, Dana. As tensions spill out
I
across
take
the
this guy
Middle East,
anywhere.
to the heart of the conflict, we travel to Khan Yunis. That is one of the focal points of Israel's offensive.
Driving into Gaza, we're embedded with the IDF's 55th Brigade. On the ground, this sound, a warning of what's ahead. Far less obvious, troops warn, is the constant threat of ambushes from below.
You know, there's more than 5,000 holes and tunnel in Gaza.
This is one of the fortified tunnels used by Hamas. The IDF just blew this up last night. We're about a quarter of a mile from the border with Israel.
As we're down here, troops get word
It's a wounded soldier that we...
about another injured comrade. Driving deeper into the strip, grass is quickly replaced with the remains of flattened suburbs.
We're now in Khan Yunis. We can hear the artillery overhead, a lot of explosions.
It's like a very inactive war zone, as always.
Israeli soldiers say that Hamas stashed weapons here and dug a tunnel under the
Is
playground.
it possible they're just doing genocide and slavery? There is no actual war?
School, they popped up and started shooting at us. And this is literally the story of this war.
As we wait outside, a massive explosion shakes the area. The soldiers don't even flinch.
The visibility is going down now. We can feel some of the ash falling. There's the heavy smell of smoke.
It just demolished the building.
In this war. Close-range ground battles are visible in every direction.
We're just working very systematically, one zone after the other, dismantling their infrastructure.
Many of the 2 million
They're talking in the middle of the street in a war zone.
displaced out of their homes in Gaza.
Let's get in the middle of the street and talk. It's such an active war zone. We got a helmet on.
Been leveled as far as the eye can see.
I don't believe you.
It's
Okay, as always.
viewers that journalists cannot go into
I'm
Gaza.
just gonna go right out with it. Fuck the Clausen thing. Some folks might say I'm over it. I don't believe you. You're lying. It's all bullshit. We know it. Cut it out. For whoever still believes any of this crap, you're the idiot. Okay.
Meanwhile,
Doing slavery and genocide. Wizard, please. Even City Hall gives you 3 minutes. Even Jennifer gives me 3 minutes in the bedroom. All right. Relax. Yeah, they're doing slavery and genocide. They're trying to pretend there's war going on. They're expanding it all over, and they're gonna like show you these weak ass shots of war zone / mobile concentration camps where they blow shit up and blame it on people and blow more shit up for democracy and safety and pretty much put everyone under an iron hand. Go ahead, sir.
And meantime, the news reporter, I think it was from New York or somewhere, one of the bigger metropolitan areas, in the background has more smoke in it than the war zone.
What had more? Wait, the street vendor? You're saying the guy selling paninis.
No, the news reporter had a background of a metropolitan city. I thought it was New York, but there was more smoke in the background of that city than there was in the war zone.
Yeah, that was the guy with the roasted cashews, the roasted peanuts, right? Yeah, you can't believe anything these people say. We know that. Like Donnie says, very fake news. I didn't say that. Donnie said it. He's our daddy. So I just repeat what he says and does. Like he doesn't pay tax. I don't pay tax. He says fake news is fake. I say news is fake. He gets on the balcony, covers his face, takes the treatments because we're doing it for safety. I don't do that, actually. Okay. There's one thing daddy does that I don't do, which is get on balconies, cover my face, and take the warp speed treatments. But hey, he's better than me. He's a better daddy, obviously. Like Hank. Hank's willing to keep us all safe by risking his life for safety. Speaking of daddy, Trump says these are the first things he's going to do when he's back. So he's already given us promises, and that's why we're excited about him coming back. He's going to do so much. And he gets back in. I can't wait for this.
Before I even arrive at the Oval Office, shortly after we win the presidency, I will have the horrible war between Russia and Ukraine settled. I'll get it
all over, all stop.
I know them both. And we will restore on this planet peace.
Where the hell's Niall Roman been, man? I miss him.
I am the only candidate who can make this promise to you.
I don't miss many people, but he's one of them.
World War III, and we're very close to World War III. We're very close to World War III.
Yeah, we're already in it, dumbass.
On day one, I will end crooked Joe Biden's insane electric vehicle mandate. They weren't working too well in Iowa. It was 40 degrees below zero, and you get into an electric car and you hear a buzzing. I said, "What's that, sir?" It works in zero, but you start getting below zero. And you had those cars all over the place. It'd be a good time to take one. You could have taken one. You could have had all you wanted. But it wasn't. They were not working too well in Iowa. Think of that. We voted on a 40 below zero, and we had a tremendous vote. It was like those people are hardy people. Somebody said they're very hardy. The people of Iowa are very hardy indeed. They voted in record numbers, and I will end his American energy war. It's a war in American energy. It's a war. Just yesterday, Biden blocked the export of American natural gas to other countries. You know, he doesn't want plants built in the United States, even though that's the best thing you could do. This stuff has been worked on for years. I approved many of them. We got many built in Louisiana and other places, but he stopped it. Now, why he stopped it, I guess it was the environmentalists, I guess. But
he guesses. He doesn't know. So he's like, guess. I guess.
I will approve the export terminals on my very first day back. I'm going to be signing so many different mandates on my first day.
Oh, yeah.
All of that stuff.
Yeah.
All of that stuff will be approved.
Mandates, bills, acts, statute, code. We fucking love it. More. Yeah.
Whether illegal, racist, and reverse
want more of everything.
Enforcement of the law.
Slavery.
Slavery.
Indemnify all police officers and law enforcement officials throughout the United States to protect them from being destroyed by the radical left for taking strong action.
That was the golden era of enslavia.
These cities are crazy what's going on.
Back before Moose and the rest of them had ideas of being overnight celebrities and getting rich.
And just walked out with everything. They emptied the store. Now the store is going to close. 5 years ago, they were all pushing for the store to open. They opened. Now people are just walking in and robbing it. You can solve that in
the Negroes. These young Negroes are running in and robbing everything.
You have to treat the first
be honest.
Out the door of
be real about it. Something's got to be done.
That means anything you want to do. And as soon as that word gets out and you let people
I'm
know,
encouraging Wizard
don't walk out with
to have his leash law nationwide.
And we lost a big company, the big drug company where they sell drugs, drugstore. And I called the people. I said, what happened? He said, the people steal everything off the shelf. We have to build glass. They built glass containers on the shelves.
Those people. He said those people.
All over the place.
I knew what he meant.
It's like a new form of crime. They walk in, they just take a bag. In some of these places, they don't prosecute you unless it's more than $2,000. In other words, You could take $2,000, anything more than that. But even that, they won't do anything. Guys walk in with bags. They go like this. They push everything into the bag and they walk out the store. And they actually had an employee that got into a fight with one of these guys, and the company fired the employee.
These
for doing
people.
that. What is wrong
These
with
people,
our
they
country?
go in there, they
What's wrong with
steal.
our
These people.
patriotism? We're going to rebuild our cities into beacons of hope, safety, and beauty. Better than they've
Cybercrime
ever been
2077.
before. And we will help them in crime because we're not going to let them be
Jump back
crime-ridden
77.
monsters. And we will take over our horribly run capital of our nation in Washington, D.C. and clean it up, renovate it, rebuild our capital so that it's no longer a nightmare of murder.
We're going to put a blue line right down the middle of the Capitol. We're going to paint it black and put a blue line down the middle
Once before, you know,
for America.
we didn't have the problem with, it's happened over the last couple of years, but 2 nights ago, 3 people were shot.
Gonna invest
They walked out, they
millions
come in
and
from
millions
Nebraska.
and
They come in
millions
from all
and
over the
billions of dollars. Millions and billions, billions, millions.
What's he doing? Anyone know what he's doing?
He's being daddy.
No, you.
Oh.
What were you doing right there? What was
I
it?
wasn't muted. I thought I was muted. I thought I was talking to myself there.
Oh, you just sit there and talk to yourself?
Yeah, it's something I'm working on. But daddy seems good. He seems like he's in good spirits. He seems like he's healthy and well. The Cheetos are coming.
Do you ever
through the
answer
gym.
yourself? Forget about that. I know you talk to yourself now. You just revealed that. Do you ever answer yourself?
On a good day, on good days. Yeah, you know.
Okay. You ever like tell yourself anything productive?
You know, I meant to bring it up. I'm glad I'm thinking about it. Since I'm.
Did you ever apply for that Fridays position, right? You could talk to yourself back there and it could be like profitable.
No, not Fridays.
Like, hey, I need to get like another case of Mott sticks out of the fucking freezer area. And you know, you start using like short lingo, like Mott's. You don't say mozzarella, you say Mott sticks. Because you know, like you're in the business now. Like,
Right.
hey, I got a 5-top Mott's 3. Right, just real quick, right to it.
Trust me, I've used the lingo. I've worked in fucking a dozen restaurants.
I got a
so-
5-top with Mott's. Extra T. T is tomato sauce.
Maybe not a dozen.
You don't know
I
that because you're not in the business.
I might be exaggerating, but at least 10. Well, no, probably about a dozen with all the jobs I've had that didn't last. Yeah, the majority didn't last, I would say. But I'm putting my faith on the vegan spot because it's so close and because it's vegan.
You're putting your faith there that if you pray to it, they're one of them are going to show up to your house and go, "Hey, we really like you. We've been seeing you walking out of the house twice a month, and we think that you have potential, and we want you to come over and work for us."
More so because it's the only place I'm actually putting.
Did you talk to these people yet, or what?
Yeah. Yeah, it's a dude, and he.
All right, well, what happened? Did you put in an application?
Yeah, it's been a little while, but I was told that there's somebody who may not be there for long due to their seasonal positions.
Whoa! Am I going to have to give you the follow up rap? You didn't follow up, did you?
Mm-hmm. That's what I was told when I followed up. So basically, it seems like they're pretty.
No, you can't take no for an answer. You got to go down there again. Go down there with a sign this time and say, "Listen, I just developed a new position for you people that I'm going to work. I'm going to stand outside this shitty fucking restaurant and I'm going to hold up a sign that says, 'Come in here and eat this garbage,' and you're going to pay me at the end of the day. Let's go. Get with it. You don't take no for an answer. Fuck that guy. That's what you tell them. Fuck that guy. That guy might leave. That guy's out now. That's what you tell them. Oh, we got to wait for this guy to leave. Is it what? You're waiting for some guy to leave? That means he's already a loser failure. He's out now. I'm cutting him. Just tell him, send him home. Give me the fucking rag. Give me the apron. Let's go. Give me 2 fucking aprons. I'm going to wear one on the front and the back of me.
You're actually giving me a good idea because I just got a pressure cleaning gig.
You believe this? You know what? Fuck that place. You don't want to work for a place who's waiting for some loser failure to leave instead of cutting them today and putting you in. You go down there again and you let them know, listen, All right. I got high hopes for you people. I think you're about something down here. You're disappointing me because you say you're waiting for some loser failure to stay or go. He doesn't know if he's staying or going. Well, I just decided I need 2 fucking aprons right now because I'm going to be serving this place walking forward and backward. They're not going to know if I'm coming or going. So I need an apron for each side of me, like one of those fishes that has 2 heads. Okay. And then if not, say, wow, then you're going to need some more business around here. So I'm going to stand outside an outfit and I'm going to spin a fucking sign. You ever see these people? Sign spinner.
Yeah, I was one of them.
You just created a new fucking position for yourself. You didn't think of that, did you?
I got good at it too. And I would
Let's
always
go,
have
man.
friends ride by and stuff. That was like fucking 10 years ago. But
You got to sell yourself and make these people believe in you, that you're an asset, that you're bringing something new and different to the table. They say, we don't know. This fucking guy's out there again. He won't quit. He really wants to be a part of this organization, not like this fucking mutt back there right now who we're waiting on to stay or go. Come on, penile power.
as much as I actually do like being in there, I mean, because I'm more passionate about it versus like say the pressure cleaning or whatever, mowing lawns. That shit pays way better, man. And it's like it's not about the pay, but it is. You know what I mean? So it is my time, energy, and attention. So it kind of is like a it's an interesting what's the word, paradox, because I do enjoy a lot of aspects of the kitchen more, but the pay isn't nearly as good as the gigs. Like I wanted to ask Brian too. He never even said a fucking word when he was up here, and then he just disappeared. I wanted to ask him about Thumbtack versus whatever that shit he uses. What is it called?
Forget about that. Brian O'Shea's never going to get out of his car, and he's never going to stop drinking his urine. Okay, he's another one who failed today because he fucking came to the back and then left. That's why I'm calling it that way. He dropped the fucking ball, so he's catching shit for it. Forget about him. He's a lost cause. All right, another casualty. The war of life. Get your head on straight. Bring them a fucking dish today that's going to take their restaurant to the next level. No, you didn't think of that. You don't put any fucking time, energy, attention, or investment in anything. I want you to cook something right now and bring it down there. Tell them, I'm so fucking on the ball and I care so much about your shitty establishment. I just made the best fucking new dish that you're going to put on your menu. They're going to say, I can't believe this kid. Told him to leave, like Fight Club, bro. You don't remember? You didn't watch Fight Club? They didn't teach you nothing? They told the fucking kid with the blonde hair who they thought was a pussy, go home. We don't want you here. And he sat in the fucking rain for weeks. So they finally said, all right, bro, come on in. We just had to test you. Because everybody says they want to work here. Everybody says they want to be part of the organization, but they're really not about shit, just like this fucking mutt in the back right now. All right, Wizard, we'll see you later. Yeah, bro, that's kind of what it is. At some point, you got to get their attention with a lot of these people because they've seen and heard it all. They watch people come in and out. They got a revolving door. Everybody says they're down for the cause, and they don't really do shit once they get in the door. So you got to really want it, and you got to show them that. And then if not, then you go somewhere else. You don't fucking sit around and wait for them to give you a livelihood. You know, you show up every day and you let them know you're interested and you let them know there's a position for you there and there's someone else there slacking. They got to go because they're already telling you that indirectly. So, you know, if after a handful of times that's not the case, then you move on and you go somewhere else. And then they'll be looking for you. You know, oh, where you at? We want to call you. Nah, bro, I moved on. You know, and now if you want me back, you got to come with more money than these people. Now you get yourself a competitive situation where you got 2 people bidding over you.
Yeah, I actually worked at the place next door to the place I'm talking about. That's what's funny. Literally, they're next to each other. And I would
imagine me, right? Imagine it's me, like the same way on these panels. Imagine that I'm the owner of that vegan restaurant, and you want to come work there. I already got 5 people back there. We got everything pretty much sewn up, and then we got this mutt in the back who are waiting for him to leave or go. Right? So then you show up. Okay, it's penile power. I don't know. Maybe he wants it, maybe he doesn't. Whatever. We'll call you. Yeah, whatever. So imagine if you play the tape out, what happens if you show up there tomorrow, let's say, and I'm just kind of, you might actually do this. I'm just kind of like going extreme with it, but there might be something for you to learn in there, right? The same thing I had to learn, you know, which is consistency and showing that you're an asset and a value and showing your worth and showing that someone else is less worth because of the way that you show up and the way you are. So you show up at the same time there at that restaurant whenever that manager or that owner's there and he sees you every day, and then he's going to eventually go, who is that kid? Why does he keep coming in here? Why did he bring 2 fucking aprons in today like a fish with 2 heads? Why did he bring in, you get what I'm saying? Not necessarily 2 aprons. They're going to think you're insane. I think you get that. But why did he show up here with a dish, right? Saying he's got the next new best vegan dish on the menu. This kid's got moxie, right? This kid wants something. He's going to get something out of this. We're going to get something out of fucking with him. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's something about working those jobs though. I what often happens to me, and this isn't trying to make an excuse or anything, but it explains. I think what I've realized, it explains a lot of what ultimately ends up happening, which is usually me getting let go versus me quitting. I don't usually. I'm not much of a quitter usually, but it's the fact that I feel like I'm just this small dude and on a dot on the map in this one little restaurant that's you know what I mean. It's like I'm like this little speck of nothing. It's something about being able to like for instance this platform that where I'm able to kind of it's the networking, but it's more than the networking. It's being able to have a bigger reach and not feeling like a fucking again like just a rat in a hole.
Dude, it starts with yourself. It starts with going inside of you and going, what do I want to represent in this life? That's it. You have to ask and then answer. And when the answer finally becomes at some point, I want to represent truth. I want to represent honorability. I want to represent self-respect. I want to represent success. Then you live that in every aspect of your being as much as possible in whatever you do, or you don't fucking show up. You show up somewhere else. So if you can't summon that inside of yourself to do that with the restaurant, then don't even fucking do it. It's got to come from you. It may be easier for it to come from you in another venue. And then once you get it going in your life, it can translate. But again, that's one of the hardest challenges. That's also becomes one of the easiest is going, I'm not going to bring who and what I am, myself, my name, my reputation to this organization and make myself look like a loser failure and bring this place down. I'm going to add on or I'm not going to fucking be there. That's it. I don't care if you're sweeping the floors. I don't care if you're cooking mozzarella sticks at fucking Fridays. There's something and a handful of things you could do around there to make the place better than the way you found it. There's something you could do around there to show yourself to be better than the rest of these fucking mutts who show up and do the least to get a check. There's something you could do around there to change somebody's fucking life, not only their day, but the rest of their life through the way that you serve and the conversation you bring to the table. Don't tell me there's not, because I've fucking done it in every venue. And I've had people who remember me forever and what we've talked about that's changed their life because I showed up wanting to be the best at whatever the fuck I was doing, whether it was conversation or sweeping the floor. And they're going to know me and they're going to remember me, and I'm going to be an influencer in myself and in this life. I'm not going to be like the rest of them. Just another fucking number, just another loser failure, just another lukewarm, half-ass fence rider showing up to collect the check that ain't really willing to put the work, the time, the energy, the attention in. Don't want to do it, don't want to be it, don't want to live it, don't want it around me. That's the key for success. Do you want to be an inspired, empowered, joyful, fulfilled individual in this life? Or do you want to be like the rest of these desperate, bitter, angry, hating, unfulfilled, dissolute, low lives? There's doing better and then there's not. And there's a way to do better and then there's everyone else's way.
Yeah, I mean, if there was a way, which obviously there's always a way. Where there's a will, there's a way. But to incorporate the content creation with the work, then I would do that. I mean, I had done that at past jobs, but it actually was an issue one time because the work.
You're not going to work to be a fucking artist or the rest of it. You're going to work so that you could pay for what the fuck you need in life to avoid your mama and whoever else having to do it.
Right.
This is part of practicing life on life's terms. If you ain't, then stop making a burden of yourself on other people. Stop putting your life and your purpose on them. You want to be an artist and be creative? Go to the fucking forest and the tent and do it like everyone did from the beginning of time. You're not unique and special. If I did it, you could do it. At this point in my life, it would be ridiculous for me to show up back at daddy's house back on New York when I've been to 2 states already. My life is better than ever. And the way that happened was by cutting the cord and disconnecting from people, places, and things that were not in my highest good or aligned with my purpose. Better yet, I didn't need to continue to be a burden on him or everyone else who didn't understand me and what the fuck I was doing because I didn't have any results to show them. So yeah, at a certain point you go, I'm like going to love these people from a distance because I've become too much of a burden on them. I've lived off of them for too long. I've not cultivated my own purpose, my own path, my own identity. And I'm going to have to be forced at some point to make a choice because apparently your mommy and daddy have never done it for you. They've never said, hey, bro, you got to go off into the world and make something of yourself. It scares all of us, but it's necessary. If not, you're going to be in this fucking cocoon forever. It's to everybody's highest good and benefit. And potentially with everything you are and what you have that I've seen, you're going to come back with a story to tell and you're going to be thankful for it. So you want to be an artist and a creative type? I'm not down on it, bro. There's an aspect of every part of what I talk about in me, a creative, an artist, an actor in a sense, or a drama person, like I shit on Illumitami for, right? But I use this place to get everything that I believe that I need or want or is unreconciled with out of me. That's what I use this for, among other things, right? So it works for me. So you got to live into that. You got to move into that. And you can't neglect your purpose and your work and your path for other people's care for you, vision for you, all the rest of it. And I suspect if you forced yourself to get out into the forest, you get hungry and inspired again. And you'd have a different attitude about what making money means. You're making yourself before you're making money. Okay?
Right.
I didn't leave a job where I was putting $2,000 away every month and all my shit was taken care of. For someone like me to put 20, 30 grand a year away, that's like, may as well be trapping money. For where I was at and how I was living, I have very low standards. I walked away from all of that because I recognized what the fuck I needed. That was the scariest for me and most uncomfortable, but the most necessary. So once you go to that tent, once you go do without with nothing, you stop taking everything for granted. You stop even taking comfort for granted. You stop being entitled. You start valuing yourself more and what the fuck you have and who and what you are because you got nothing else to distract you or to lean on, right? That's when you start to find yourself and your true meaning and purpose. And that's when you start to get hungry and inspired again. You want to make money, not because you want to chase the money. You want to chase growth and development and value. You want to make yourself and make something out of yourself in this life. And you already know money's going to come with that. And as it should. So what is your job here? What is your purpose here? Where do you get value and meaning? How are you going to serve? That is the only question self needs to ask self. Everything else will fall into place is what I found.
Hard to disagree with anything you said there.
Can't disagree with anything I said there because if it's true for me, it's true for you.
We got Piss God himself here. Back in the building. Yeah, so do you use Thumbtack, dude, or do you only use TaskRabbit? That's what I wanted to ask.
You talking to Brian O'Shea? He's gone now. You talking to me? I don't use that.
Yeah, no, yeah, Brian. I guess he's scared to answer the question.
It's not that. It's that he just got disconnected and you're deflecting and now you want to make it about him being scared. You're scared. You deflected onto him and now you're going to project that he's scared because he got disconnected.
It was a joke.
As if Brian's ever scared to just have a conversation with whoever's going to talk their bullshit.
No, I agree with everything you said, literally. If I heard you correctly, which I pretty much listened intently.
I'm not asking you if you agree with it or not. I just spoke truth. You're going to live it or you're going to continue the way you've been existing. How's that for an egoic, arrogant perspective? I'm speaking life into you. I'm trying to nourish you and enrich you in your inner space in your life. I'm trying to get you hungry and inspired to do something different, knowing what will come out of it, because I know myself.
So do you feel, based on, what you see me spending a lot of my energy, time, energy, attention on, do you feel you see me kind of wasting it in certain aspects? I mean,
Absolutely. I've told you that.
so what are some examples of the fruit or lack thereof of my time, energy, and attention that make you feel that? Besides
You
me,
can't you can't meet the necessities of life. Again, life on life's terms for a reason. Because we, folks like me and you, have a hard time conforming to what's necessary. There's a difference between conforming to what they're dictating of you versus what's necessary. You live in a world right now where you need money or skills and abilities to live. So get one or the other. If you're not chopping trees down to build a house, which I could have a whole thing about that, but whatever. You get my point. If you're not doing masonry right now to build yourself a stone fucking house so you can live in and start a family at some point, then you better get some fucking currency for someone else to do it. That's life on life's terms. Not my terms, not Mitchell's terms, not your terms, not Talcott's motherfucking terms, not Bernie Sanders' terms. What is? So the more you start to talk from what is, the better off you'll be. The more you focus on what is, the better off you'll be, unless you have an immediate answer to change it, which you don't, because I spent 26 fucking years sitting around trying to think up all the great big brained answers, and it never happened. And I don't perceive any of you to be smarter than me. Sorry, I'm arrogant and egoic. So let's all reconcile that our best ideas and best thoughts and habits got us to where we were at some point or where we are now. And then we can reconcile. We're not going to have any fucking big brained ideas to reinvent the wheel. So life on life's terms from here on out. Figure out a way to get me a bag of money so you can pay for the next fucking month or the next week of your existence, and then we go from there. If not, figure out a way to push yourself in a life and lifestyle where you get inherent currency, coin of the realm, value inside yourself and then out. If you're not going to go get the money to pay for the house and your existence, sitting in that house and letting someone else pay for it is your tomb. It is your comfort zone that will kill you.
Yeah, I mean, I do contribute occasionally, more so.
You're making excuses and you're bullshitting someone who was way better at bullshitting than you. Stop it.
Well, I did say occasionally, but
I'm not interested in your lukewarm, half-assed bullshit. If you contribute occasionally, then occasionally you get a bed and occasionally you get a meal. Cut the garbage. This is the problem with having a devouring mama who will take care of you at all costs. You have weak-ass, lukewarm, ridiculous, nonsensical excuses for life on life's terms. You want to be Talcott at 60 fucking years old on here telling someone like, I'll be long dead of heart failure from overeating cheese. We know that. But do you want to still be alive? Because you're in pretty good shape and you probably don't eat too bad and you don't really have any drug or alcohol habits. You're in your great position in life.
I did.
Do you want to be on here like Talcott at 60 years old telling me that you're living in your mama's house still? And that you haven't figured out your next move and you don't know what your purpose and meaning and value is in life, or even how to get purpose, meaning, and value out of life or with anybody, telling me that occasionally you do something and leave the house, occasionally you produce value, occasionally you're a good influence on yourself and others?
Yeah, I mean,
And I'm going to tell you, occasionally you'll eat, occasionally you'll have peace of mind, occasionally people will respect you. Should I go on? Occasionally you'll have a reputation and credibility that precedes you. Occasionally.
Yep, pretty much.
For the majority of time, your life will be a loser, failure, and worth little to nothing. Is that what you want to live and how you want to feel? I don't want that for you. I don't want it for me. That's why I don't live like that.
Yeah, I gotta, get past the programming of thinking that getting out of the house means servitude to bills that I can't afford, that I live
Right, exactly what I was in that held me back. You got all the reasons why everyone else is unrighteous and not virtuous, so you never do anything. It's not going to work for you. It's going to work against you, just like it did to me. I didn't want to be a slave. I don't want to have to work for anybody else. I don't want. Want doesn't fucking pay the bills. Want is bullshit. If it's not, show me. Again, this is service to self first. If you can't muster service to others, you got to look at it as service to self. I need to take care of me. I need to pay for my food. I need to pay for the roof over my head. I know that. If not, then I need to go out into a tent, or I need to go out and build something to exist in and create a life for myself. There has to be some independence before there's interdependence. What you have right now is codependence, because you've never been forced to be on your own. You've never been forced to have to cultivate a habit and a routine and a sense of faith. You've never been forced to have to manage your resources and affairs properly and effectively.
I mean, I have a couple times to some degree, and not just when I was in jail for 4 months, but actually, I mean, when I was living with a girlfriend years and years ago, when I was helping out with a family member also years ago. But yeah, I mean, for an extended period of time, no. I mean, you're right on that.
Yeah, well, like, dude, I'm talking about something I know about me. If it applies to you, fine. But I'm literally talking about me up until a certain point. I had to finally accept life on life's terms and what the world is and what it's going to take of me one way or the other. And it's the best thing I ever could have done, because everything else about me that I was believing or accepting was holding me back. You're not anybody else's slave because you show up every day in order to pay your bills and take care of yourself. You're showing a level of self-care. Because guess what? Every man and everyone else in life has to care for themselves and pay their bills. So just figure out how you're going to do that. If you don't want to do it with someone else as your boss, if you don't want to do it, the conventional way, then you're going to have to turn yourself out into the world in order to generate a beingness of being hungry and inspired. There isn't a motherfucker out there you can tell me all about how Hollywood's evil because you want to project your lack of success onto them. I get that there's a whole lifestyle and culture going on there that's probably deviant and demonic, but there's one thing that remains the same that you won't accept. They have what you don't, because everyone who's been successful was forced or chose to turn themselves out into the world and make something of themselves and create value and to create a livelihood or to develop their skills and their talents and abilities. So you want to tell me about what's his name from what's the guy? Hey there, Delilah. I don't know these people. I don't know what they do, but I bet you if you asked him, he's going to tell you a story about being turned out in the world and having to figure out how he's going to pay the bills while he's writing a song to Delilah. Hey there, Delilah. At some point, the guitar is going to pay these bills. So he's manifesting, he's speaking life into himself and that goofy broad, and he's living into that truth. And guess what? He's somewhere right now telling other people exactly what the fuck I'm telling you. And you can think whatever the fuck you want about him, and he may be killing children and drinking blood, I don't know nothing about that. I'm only talking about what I know about, and I'm sure what's true for me is true for him, is true for you. Bro, this is my point. Do you want to be successful? Do you want to be good at what you do? Do you want to entertain people? Do you want to influence? You seem to be playing with that. You seem to have it in you, but you're scared to go all the way because you don't want to catch the judgments you put out on the rest of them. You don't want to be called Illuminati and all the rest of it, right? You got a good voice, bro. You know that. I've told you that. And ever since I told you that, you've been trying to crowbar singing into every little thing. So great. Go be a fucking singer, songwriter. Go sit in a fucking tent, take your fucking DMT, smoke your weed, pine for some goofy bitch, and put something on paper that moves somebody. Come back here, we'll play it, we'll sing it together. Maybe it'll go somewhere. If not, you'll still be doing what the fuck you love to do. You'll still be doing what you're good at. You'll still be doing something other than sitting somewhere rotting the fuck away, letting life pass you by, and not knowing what your next move is going to be.
Giving me a lot to think about, man. I'm already picturing where I could go and everything. It's not even that far.
You can always come back, bro. That's the point. I ain't telling you got to leave and stay gone forever to prove something.
No, but
telling you, it's never occurred to you and many others to just go say, I'm gonna take the next month or the next week. I'm gonna go sit in a tent somewhere where that inspires me or forces me to be challenged or reveals something to me, right? I'm gonna go sit there and I'm gonna take my pen and pad and I'm gonna do something with it, right? I'm gonna go take my fucking device and I'm gonna do something with it. You know, if that's gonna be your medium. But you may find that it's better to not work with that medium, right? I can't tell you to not do something I am doing. Because again, going out to the tent or out in the middle of nowhere where I felt the most creative, the most inspired, the most at one with the creation, I was, starting a broadcast and doing a broadcast. So it's kind of like the best of both worlds. I didn't know where it was going to go. I didn't expect motherfuckers to be paying me regularly. Right? Gifting me rather, because I don't do a product or service. So essentially they're gifting me because they see value in me or whatever it is I'm bringing to the table. So yeah, bro, like again, you've been with me the whole time. You see the journey and the walk and you see where it eventually winds up and you see where it may yet go at some point because this is a long game and I could do anything with it that I choose, really. Yeah, I mean, sometimes you got to go it alone, man, to really start to know yourself and know what the fuck you want or what you need in life and what you're going to shoot for and what you're going to leave behind. It's just part of the process. And the more you get comfortable with that, the more you accept that, the more you're freed. It's not about neglecting folks who are here to love you and care for you. It's about being able to find your own lane, your own space, your own peace, absent of all that. With that or absent of all that, right? And yeah, I mean, it's going to take a little bit of believing in yourself, man. If you don't know yet, then you got to at least believe. You got to believe in yourself. You got to believe that on the other end of this, if you put your all into it, you're going to get something back. You don't know what it is. You don't make it money and whatever the rest. Maybe you do. I'm not going to tell anybody how to manifest or how not to. I'm just saying, I just decided I never committed myself to anything. I never remained disciplined. I've quit everything I've ever done, or I didn't put myself all into it. So certain things in life, pretty much anything I do in life at this point, I'm going to put myself all into it, try to get the most out of it or give the most out of it, or I'm not going to do it at all, right? And I found that was one of the keys because it was the one thing or one of the few things that I never really did. So yeah, man, pick something, give your all to it, and then believe that you're going to get something back, right? And then just have faith and continue that process. And I feel like if you do that for long enough, something starts to bloom out of that, right? Something starts to sprout and flower and bloom out of that. There's no difference between you and anybody else that you see that you think is so much better than you or so much better off than you. Only difference is time, space, and opportunity. They took it and you haven't yet. When you do that, something's going to come out of it, bro. You know, they ain't better than you. They may be doing better than you, but they ain't better than you. Unstopping penile power from being on the fucking morning zoo, either as an announcer or being played on there. Hey, next thing we got penile power, you know, top of the charts with I ain't a loser failure no more. Right? I mean, what's that guy Beck? Wrote a whole song about being a loser. Why don't you kill me? Top of the charts. You think there's anything fucking different from you or that guy or me or anybody else? No. The only difference is they fucking sat somewhere and they believed in themselves and they put the shit down on wax and they pushed it. And you know what? When you're in alignment at some point, you don't have to push very hard because people start to resonate with you and what the fuck's going on inside of you and in your life because we're all one self. So get in touch with that. It's going to be your greatest power, you know, your greatest inspiration and your greatest source of value. Greetings, Brian O'Shea.
Greetings, Paul and Slade.
What do you have to report?
What do I have to report? Tech Warrior's a fucking retard. I killed it on stage last night. Setting up bum fights. Setting up bum
Paul
fights.
enslaved in his cult will not stop.
Paul and his cult like minions that like won't stop.
I got to get better audio on that. Will someone get me some better audio clips and drops and send them to me? I need some new clips and drops. Give me some new clear clips and drops. I don't have the best system for that. You know what? I need to get a better system because I got to rely on me. I got to live my information. I can't be dependent upon this amazing audience that still does send me clips and drops and various thumbnails. It's an amazing audience, but I have to be able to rely on myself and my equipment.
What is he even saying in that clip? I can't make out.
You can't even hear what he's saying. Can any of you understand
Paul
it?
and his cult like minions that like won't stop.
Oh, that like
all his cult like minions that like won't stop.
Okay.
He sounds very victimized in that. Like I need a victim advocate for that. The tone, the intonation. Like Paul and his cult like members just won't stop. Like we're on the playground and I'm bullying you, bro. Grow up and be a fucking man. Why don't you find your fucking dick and balls and be a fucking man at this point?
Yeah,
another man child. Yeah, I'm gang stalking, bro. If I was gang stalking, you'd know it because you'd be gone again for 3 months talking about somebody put a gun in your face online. Cut the bullshit. I'm gang stalking you.
Yeah, he's getting bullied, yet they sit there and laugh about Talcott while they set him up on live stream.
Right. They can laugh and giggle at him and his pain and failure while pretending to be his friend, while then saying in the next line, we're just doing this for laughs, while then saying I'm all about the gossip and drama and entertainment. The levels of hypocrisy, manipulation, and deception are amazing if I wasn't here to call it out and folks didn't see right through it.
And then Talcott shows up in the middle of them making fun of him. They're all just like, all shook.
Right, and then what you notice is with everyone, it's totally cool to do everything I do as long as you bullshit everyone to their face. If you tell them you're going to fuck with them, play with their ego, make them into content, they all of a sudden get offended and break bad on you. If you just bullshit them and lie to them and then just say, we love you, we're your friend, it's all great, you know, we're just laughing at you, sorry with you. And you're like, oh yeah, I know, I love you too. It's all this fake love and light. If you just keep it all the way real and you stand all the way tall, then they catch feelings. See, this is why I tell you, broken hoes want to be lied to. That's why I tell you also, I've talked myself out of more pussy than most folks have talked themselves in because I've had bitches ready to go at me and I go, yeah, but this is who and what I am and what I'm about. And this is what I see with you. And they're like, They don't want you to tell the truth. They don't want you to be all the way authentic and accountability and push for accountability for them. They want to be told stories and bullshitted and lied to. That's why broken hoes get pimped on. And that's why broken hoes hang out with other broken hoes who lie to them to their face, talk shit about them behind their back, and use each other the whole time they're hanging out. It's called Gossip Girls Night Out Central. But Paulie's not a good listener, right? Give me a break, Rose. You make yourself look goofy coming into these areas, trying to do what the fuck I do. just embarrassing yourself like the intro says, right? You guys come in here and try to fucking flow and talk your shit, and all it is a subconscious reveal constantly. They're way too free speaking about me when they've all dealt with me, worked together with me, act like they respect me, say they hold me in such high regard, and then they want to put on for their audience, or they want to like have a moment of reveal and candor where they get it all out and vent, right? Like, just call it as it is. I'm a threat to you folks. You're scared of me. You don't want me in the room because you know I'm going to turn it all up, and you can't handle the heat. So you prefer limited, lukewarm environments with beta males and females. You're all the same. I got folks who are together. I got folks who are giving me shit but won't come up on panel with me. But then going to other panels and saying they feel more comfortable there than on my panel. They ain't giving them shit while they're giving me shit. How does that make any sense? So you recognize the power, the value, the inspiration, the truth is here because you give to that. But you don't feel comfortable with that. So you go other places where you feel comfortable that you don't give value to. And you can't see what that means about you and your subconscious. I've called it out over and over again. Like, you folks are so dumb, you don't even know half of the shit going on behind the scenes that I don't even talk about. You're sitting there trying to bond with people who are giving me value, but feel comfortable hanging out with you. Because they see me as a threat, or they see me as true value and power. They see you as just like them, a loser failure. Isn't that a shame? I want better for them. I want to be better and do better with them. They can't hack it, so they go hang out with who's comfortable with them. That's their problem, not the solution. You need to stop that, not feed into it. Your thoughts on any of that? We got to get back to breaking slave news. There's really not much point, it seems, trying to talk good sense and truth and honorability to folks who don't want to live in good faith and honorability and live for the truth. It's pretty much makes me the biggest fool in the interaction. But I'm willing to play the fool, right? I'll do it willingly for the right reasons. Your thoughts, Mr. O'Shea?
Yeah. He's magnitudes better than you, dude. You're scared of him because you're on the downfall, and he's magnitudes better. That broadcast yesterday was him and Rose 777. Just
absolutely. One would have to wonder why Rose would have me on Crow twice already and ask me on for a third time if I was such a bad listener. Were you lying then or now? Or are you exposing your audience regularly to bad people and bad listeners? And if you are, what's the reason? Do you think that it's advantageous for you? Are you willing to put your audience aside, your credibility and integrity aside, to expose them to such a bad listener and a bad person such as myself? Man, it's amazing how you guys always put yourself in positions you can't get out of. And it's great because you never seek accountability, so you'll never have to get out of it because you don't think you're in it. You are. That's your ego again. So stop going to places and just pillow talking and making yourself look foolish, saying shit that doesn't add up at the end of the day. Why don't you have the pathetic warrior on Crow 777 since you were hanging out with him yesterday? And he's such a great listener and speaker. Oh, wait, you won't, because he's got nothing to offer. You will maybe now because I said something and because you know he's been begging for it for months, directly and indirectly. Because that's all he wants is a platform of all the places I've been that he can't get to, just being himself. So maybe if you guys hang out longer, you can all use each other for whatever it is you all have in mind. Because I suspect Rose is like strangely attracted to Pathetic Warrior, but she's not going to tell Jason that. Luckily, I will. Let's get really real, huh? Why is it getting quiet and awkward and crazy? Let's get really real with ourselves and each other, huh, guys? Hey, guys. We're just going to get really authentic and real with ourselves and each other, huh? Is everyone into that? No? Ooh, that's going to be a problem for you. Not me. See? I've already been blackballed. I've already been shadow banned. I've already been cast out of all the places with all the subscribers and the people where the action is for the same reason as I will be again right now. Because I'm not willing to hold my tongue and not speak truth while you all continue to speak lies, embarrass yourself and everyone else in the equation. Right? Right. So you roll around with the white gorilla, you come up smelling like a gorilla. It's never beneficial for you, but you all still haven't learned. This ain't your game. This ain't your forte. This ain't your venue. Your venue is in a suit, pretending to be someone else, sticking to a script and bullet points, and never being completely on the fly, in the flow, authentic and genuine, empowered, inspired, and honorable and truthful. That's not your game. Stick to what the fuck you've always known and what you're somewhat good at. Don't play with me in this venue at what I do, because you're never going to end off better than you started. Your thoughts? B. Rye O'Shea?
B. Ryan. Fucking scumbags, dude. What's with this boxing thing I'm trying to get together, dude? Can we just have Truther Fight Club? You know, if people are just gonna talk shit all day, can we at least beat the shit out of each other a little bit? Get a little publicity, a workout. Maybe people get self-esteem.
That doesn't excite me. That doesn't interest me. I don't want to put hands on people, have hands put on me. That doesn't interest me. Why would I get any interest out of that? I do that as a last resort. You come try to do something to me, I'm going to deal with you. First, I'm going to talk to you. If you give me no option, I'm going to deal with you. That's how that goes. I get no benefit out of that. I don't enjoy hurting people or being hurt. Why is it we just can't talk the truth and live the truth that we talk? That's what I'm in this for.
Yeah. I'm getting caught up in the online craze, the Jake Paul.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck about that. That's embarrassing. That's demeaning to me. I'm gonna get in there with fucking gloves on and hit each other with a bunch of clowns yelling and screaming for what? For $5,000 for whatever it is. You can give me $1 million. I'm not so sure I do that. That's fucking embarrassing and demeaning to me. It's like a circus act. Doesn't prove nothing. It doesn't mean anything.
I don't know. Guess I'm thinking of ways where physicality leads to strength, masculinity.
Oh yeah, that's the point. You want to get physically active, that's a whole other different kind of situation. It's got nothing to do with boxing rings and the rest of it. So that's my point. I'm not going to get into that mode and that energy. That's a whole other different
like
situation.
You were saying earlier, you kind of get into that when you work the land anyways. You know what I mean? You're like, you don't need to go to a fucking gym. You know, nature will fucking whoop your ass being out there in the sun, trying to fucking work on some shit. So that could be masculinity enough.
Yeah, I'm not prideful and egoic about physicality, man. If it comes down to force and violence, if I'm going to engage in that, I'm going to go all the way like anything else. And I don't take kindly to that, and I don't play with that. So, I'm, you know, like I may train at times, and I may even train more to defend myself and just do martial arts to have more movement in my life. And I've done that in the past, you know, when I was young. But there's reasons that I might do that, but not because I want to engage in that. I'm not going to, you know, it's just how I am. I don't see the value in that, even as a sport. Right? I don't enjoy it. And then if I get into that mode, then I'm going to, you know, start to feel like, in a sense, going all the way, you know, and there's nothing beneficial or desirable about feeling like wanting to harm someone else.
Yeah.
Like if I'm going to fight you, I'm going to get to a certain point if I let myself where I'm going to want to kill you. And that's not beneficial to me or anyone else. And I don't like how that feels. Just to be honest, I really don't. I don't like living in hate, and I don't like living in visions of violence or physicality done onto other people. And just the nature of who and what we are is if you get into physicality, it's a quick jump from hurting somebody to killing somebody. We have an animal component. So I just don't like how it feels. I don't feed into it. I stay away from it, and I stay away from people who live like that.
Yeah, that makes sense, man. It's this MMA community is a big thing. This UFC, now they got the slap fighting. I don't know if you saw those. Dana White's all into slap boxing. Are you familiar with that one, the slap fights?
Yeah, I've seen them.
I was watching
just
some
stand
shit
there.
the other day. People were get their face paralyzed from that shit.
I'm going to the bathroom. Take over, O'Shea.
Yeah, slap boxing is insane, dude. Just sitting there getting fucking slapped the fuck. Like,
Can you imagine though getting your face fucking paralyzed on one side from fucking slap boxing? That shit's crazy.
well, I guess he's the slap master at that point. If his face is all paralyzed, I was thinking numb. Well, I guess if it's numb and paralyzed.
Well, I don't know if it was paralyzed, but someone's face was fucked, dude. Like they got, like one time I got a skateboard broken over my face, and my whole one side of my face was like a balloon. And that's what it looked like. This picture I saw from slap boxing. It's fucking crazy, man. Probably not as crazy as getting a skateboard broken over your face, though.
Oh, your face? You said you got paralyzed and your face was droopy like a stroke victim for a second?
No, it wasn't.
You cut out for a
Dude,
second.
it was a balloon. It was a balloon. My face was like a fucking balloon. But that's what this shit looked like the other day. I saw this someone from after slap boxing, their whole face was ballooned on one side. It reminded me of when that happened to me when I was younger.
They call it getting a pumpkin head, right?
Is it? I
Fat
don't know.
pumpkin
maybe.
head.
I
That's what
don't
they say
know.
when your head gets ballooned out.
Yeah, that's one movie I haven't seen, but
That's like a term. It's a term, like, I guess, in jail or in the street. Like, oh, I gave him a pumpkin head. You know, they just fucked him up so bad that it's all swelled up.
yeah, well, ironically, that's where one of the pictures is. I tried to find it recently, but it's weird. My mugshots are like gone. Maybe because it's been so long since I was in legal trouble and stuff that eventually you can't really find them as easily on the internet. I'm surprised though. I can't find any on the internet. So I had a good few on there. So, but now you can't
But
find.
the point of the story is that you
the
had
point
a
of the story
pumpkin
is I
head
had
on the picture?
I had a mugshot with the pumpkin head. Yeah, because I was trying to get revenge on somebody who robbed my fucking house by getting my shit back, and sure enough, it was in his car or whatever. So, long story short, as I'm getting some of my shit back, I got fucking a skateboard broken over my face, and then I ended up getting all the charges that they should have got, plus 3 years probation, and that was years ago now, and it's all behind me. So, learning experience.
Why did you get the charges?
Well, because he said that I did all the things that he had done. Oh, he broke into my car. Oh, he tried to assault me. Oh, he fucking.
Did he have like connections or something? Why'd they believe him over you?
Maybe. I don't know. Maybe his dad paid them off, paid the cops off. I don't fucking know. Who the fuck knows? I mean, it didn't look good on my part because I was burglarizing a conveyance. So but I ironically was taking my.
9/10 of the law.
Ironically, was taking my shit back.
What do they teach you, Brian O'Shea, when you go to prison, right? You don't play with your hands with other grown men. And if you're thinking about fighting, then you got to kill the other person. And if it's not worth killing over, then you better find a way to resolve it using respect, right? So I don't play with my hands with other grown men because it leads to problems. I don't slap box and play with sport and whatever else. It leads to vendettas and engagements beyond that, right? And I don't go to thinking I'm going to just fight with somebody and walk away unless somebody's going to die. In which case, I presume everybody that I deal with that I'm thinking about fighting with, somebody's not going to walk away from that. Someone else is going to go to prison or get more time. So if you just take every interaction that way, you'll have more respect for yourself and everyone else. If it's not worth killing or dying over, then there's no point in arguing about it. You may as well just settle it and move the fuck on.
And I mean, you brought up Logan Paul and shit, dude. It's like back when that shit happened with Floyd Mayweather, didn't he win the fight against Floyd? The second I heard that, I'm like, get the fuck out of here, dude. I mean, all the Floyd Mayweather fights were probably already scripted anyway. You know, like how he
Right.
won.
These are folks who are chasing clout and pride and ego, so they like getting in the ring and beating each other up for a paycheck and glorification. I'm not into that, and that's not the reality for most of us.
Right. I mean, it's probably just all scripted, just like the rest of the.
It doesn't prove anything anyway, because beating somebody in a boxing match is not like beating somebody in a fight.
Right.
You could probably get half the guys on here that if you get in a ring with me, they're going to wind up winning technically, because I can't hit them with my actual hand and have the actual results, and they're going to win off of me getting tired out. So it doesn't mean anything to me. Like, you could get in a boxing ring, 3/4 of the guys on here could beat me 10 out of 10 times. I bet you if we're locked in a room together and we went to fighting and I was angry and there was a reason, they're not going to win 10 out of 10 times. So it doesn't prove anything to me. Like, you're taking then violence and force as a sport. It's not a sport to me. Force is really only supposed to be used when violence is occurring, to stop violence. So you train to use force to stop violent offenders. You don't train to do violence and force as a sport. That's what little boys do.
Yeah, the Orlinda talks about that too. Yeah, because they were big on being trained in weapons, being proficient, like having a warrior class to their society. But then King was this guy. He put on these sham fights. That's maybe the origin of boxing and shit. There was this king, and he wanted to show off his fucking skills or whatever. So they called them sham fucking fights or something. Probably the origin, yeah.
Bro, how many guys talk about being world champion, whatever else? They get in a fight with some guy at a bar who's known for being a bar brawler, and they get a knife put into him. You want to talk about fighting and being on the street? It doesn't begin and end with headgear and boxing gloves. It begins and ends with whatever you got on you and whatever's in the room. So you can't talk about being a fighter if you're talking about in a ring, because that's not how life works. You fight in real life, somebody's going to pick something up and put it over your head if they have to, or they're going to put it through you. This is why the reality of it was, at one point, motherfuckers didn't fight. It was, you were disrespectful, you did something wrong, you got two options. We're going to reconcile, or we're going out back and someone's taking a bullet. And then you got to really consider what we're going to do next, right? Are you really going to die for this shit? You really that guy? You're really going to put it all on the line? And for what reason? And if so, let's get to it. This ain't no sport. This isn't a game.
Yeah. Training to defend and protect, having skills and weaponry and skilled in weaponry. Yeah, that's like that's masculinity and shit. You don't have to fucking.
Yeah, nobody gave a fuck about proving that they could beat up everybody in town. They carried a gun and a knife. If you played with them and did wrong, they're going to put it through you, and they're going to walk off and bury your bitch ass. And that's going to be that. And they're going to live to tell a tale about some punk who thought that they were going to pride fight and got something put through them and learned a lesson. And I'm here to keep talking about it. Men don't presume when they go into armed combat or combat with any man that they're going to be walking away. You presume somebody's going to fucking die and someone's going to nowadays go to prison.
Speaking of prison, I did that release date joke yesterday. But I don't know. I enjoyed it. I was outdoors though. It's tough outdoors, but I still did well. But I'm gonna try it out tonight in the comedy club.
Did you post it on your channel or not?
Nah, I don't post. I don't post my jokes like that.
You should, man. My opinion, anyway.
I mean, maybe some crowd work or shit. But I'm not just gonna fucking post my brand new fucking jokes as I'm building a set. If I improvise something, fine, and like.
He's worried about his special being blown.
Right.
I'm working toward a special. If I play it now, I can't do it at the big theater. Everyone will hear it already. All 1,000 people here will hear it already.
Oh, someone's gonna steal it too.
Fuck, dude. If I ever do this shit, it's in a live event. This is the fucking audience. I should keep some
Bro,
stuff.
I have
to
no
myself.
idea what my audience is. I have the chart that shows every day 300 new viewers. I don't get credit for that. It says 3,000 new viewers every month consistently. I haven't seen that at all in the numbers. It says I have repeat viewers 1,000 to 2,000 and new 3,000. So I should have 5,000 views on every video. Just by their stats and numbers and charts. It's all bullshit.
Yeah, the numbers are fucking ridiculous, man.
I pulled it up before. Shows 3.1 thousand new viewers per month and 2,000 returning. I at least have 1,000 returning. I know that because I could see that. But you know, they try to act like what you could see is what is. I don't even consider it anymore because you're never gonna know after a certain point unless you fucking break out of that algorithm. Like I'm gonna have to go pay for a billboard to be put up just to break that out of the algorithm. And they still may not give you credit for it. They may have some system and way that it just only gives you up to a certain amount, it seems. I don't know how that works. Can't make any sense out of it. I think that's part of the point is to make it so you can never really make sense out of it or figure out how it works.
Yeah, data collection.
Yeah, then you have all the haters who go, oh, his subscribers go up, but the views go down. They don't conclude that that's being tampered with. They just conclude that I bought subscribers. I go, is it ever that you guys just believe what I'm saying, that I'm being shadow banned and tampered with? No, you presume I'm lying. I bought subscribers, and that's why my views are going down, but my subscribers are going up. Hello? Like, can anybody ever be honest? Can anybody ever be telling their firsthand experience? Can anything ever be what it seems to be? I've lost 300 subscribers. I showed you all. I started a new simulation. I took away all my videos off the Paul Unslave channel. It's now getting no new subscribers and losing 300 a month. Do you really think 300 people are choosing to unsubscribe a month from Paul Unslave channel? They just were sitting around going, what can we do today? Oh, we'll go into our settings in studio and unsubscribe to Paul Unslaved. Just 300 of them all at once per month, right? Give me a break.
Well, according to Pathetic Warriors, you're on your way out.
Pathetic Warrior can come to court when they get sued because I'm going to start giving them more direct notice. And if they want to keep this going, I'm going to get it at court and I'm going to get a big bag off of checking their bullshit for what's true and what's right. So you want to stifle my authentic organic growth? You want to leave me out of the algorithm predominantly most of the time? Because sometimes I'm in there. I do notice once in a while when folks come, but I see the charts and the stats, right? You just keep doing it long enough. I'm going to establish a continued pattern of negligence or incompetence and or even worse, corruption. Because I'm going to show at the bottom of every one of my videos, you keep calling me a sovsit and a terrorist no matter what the fuck I say and do. So it's not going to look good for some folks at court. So keep playing with me. I'm a long game guy. When I am where I need to be and have nothing better to do, and I got the rest of my day on my hands, I'm going to look into getting a big bag off Google and YouTube for being incompetent, negligent, or I really hope not corrupt. I'm starting to think it might be corruption because of all the constant fucking projections onto me and what I do and who and what I am, despite the clarifications. And the continued pattern of, inconclusive or inconsistent numbers and statistics, right? Just like they're doing on this channel now, taking 5 to 10 people a day away, right? I watch the charts fairly regularly. I see when they start doing things and stop. I don't know who does it or how they decide to do it or how they decide to start or stop, but they can keep doing it. That first channel has basically been ragdolled from top to bottom. I can't do nothing with it at this point and get over even 500 views with 20,000 subscribers. And now they're going to take 300 subscribers a month when there's no content on there. And they're going to keep striking it because they struck me 2 times on that channel within a month for shit that isn't even being displayed. So I know what the game is. Go ahead, delete that channel completely, and I'm going to take your bitch asses to court. And I'm going to show you to be who and what we all know who and what you are to be. And if I have to, I'm going to walk in 10 other content creators with the same fucking story and the same stats to show as well. Tired of your nonsense. Tired of everybody's bullshit nonsense in this realm, thinking they're going to do whatever the fuck they want and get away with it. You can get away with it with most people. You ain't going to do it with me. Because I'm going to take you to task at some point when I get tired of your fucking games. Or I'm going to level up and I'm going to fucking double down and I'm going to break out of your false prison, right? Either way, I could do both at the same time.
Yeah, I'm just envisioning like when you showed that deposition of that cop that there was an auditor showing up at a courthouse and they're showing the deposition of the lieutenant and they caught the other cop and they were just so like he didn't know in 20 years of being a lieutenant like that, about Miranda rights and this and that, just how fucking foolish and prideful he looked.
Yeah, bro.
That's how I
got a list of folks who are going to come to court or remotely from Zoom if I have to, and they're going to testify to whoever the administrator is, how they get unsubscribed daily from the channel. Why is that happening? Why is it only to some people? Why do other people who've interacted with me have hundreds of thousands of subscribers who brought me on as the content? Doesn't add up. Something's not adding up. 10 things aren't adding up, actually. Right? So,
you're gonna have all you're gonna have all these young, highfalutin Google and fucking lawyers and shit, and YouTube lawyers, and then there's gonna be some old judge who's just, you know what I mean? He's on his way out to retirement. He's sick of all this bullshit. You're gonna come in and talk a good game. He's gonna be like, fuck it, on his way out, drop a big bag on you. And
oh, I get myself in position where I have to say very little in order to win, in quotes. I'm just gonna say, here's the stats. Here's what the indicators show. Here's what the testimony is of 100 subscribers in independent, impartial. Folks who have nothing to gain by testifying to this. They say they get unsubscribed daily, hundreds of folks. Okay. And I just go down the list of all the things that can be shown to put their credibility or their system in doubt. And then they say, based on the preponderance of evidence, it seems that you've tried to and maybe somewhat interfered with the livelihood and the value of this being in this platform because of the political nature of the content. You don't like who and what he is, how he lives, and what he stands for. It's antithetical to your political beliefs. And we're not even going to get into the political beliefs because I've not caused any harm. I've not been a direct threat, so I'm not a danger to anybody, nor has anyone claimed me to be on record, nor will they, the dishonorable ones who claim it from a perch where there is no consequence. Because if you claim it at open court and I show you to be fraudulent or dishonorable or to have claimed something different in the past, then you're going to have consequences and you're going to have to pay me because y'all want to keep doing slander and libel. Okay. So let's get a clue when it comes to someone like me who has at some point been labeled a public persona for various reasons. You're doing slander and libel by continuing to conspire to label me and project onto me things that I am not, nor have you any evidence that I have done. You can't do that. You can say what you suspect. You can say what it might be. You can't continue to say I'm a cult leader. You can't continue to say that I'm a liar. You can't continue to say that I'm a terrorist. You can't continue to say that I'm a Sovsit. You can't continue to make absolute claims that are shown to be false and fraudulent and have been corrected over and over again on the record by myself. You are willingly and knowingly doing slander and libel for your own benefit to my detriment. Okay? So at some point, if I decide to, I will then bring forth all the names of the people and the types of people who are into that kind of thing, and they will be questioned and cross-examined as to what their motive is and why they would do such a thing. And I'll suspect you'll find the same thing for all of them. They want more money, more power, more respect, but they're willing to be dishonorable in order to get it. Therefore, they lose their money, their empowerment, and their respect. That's what a court is for, right? That's the whole point of a court, to establish who's good faith and who's honorable and who's looking to clutch and scrap and scrape for all of what they don't deserve that's not meant for them, based on who and what they've been and what they've done and not done.
Yeah, it doesn't happen to me as much with the unsubscribing to your channel anyway. but I can only imagine how many channels I've been unsubscribed to. But yeah, I remember when you were just starting to launch pimp this channel. I mean, that it was ridiculous, dude. It was at least weekly for months. And it's almost like, in my imagination, I think, well, this guy clearly is not going anywhere. He's gonna fucking, because it's like, dude, at a certain point, you know, if you frequent a channel so much, you're not gonna fucking forget the channel. So, I can't remember the last time it's happened to your channel. It's been at least weeks for me. But
right,
yeah,
folks keep forgetting that when I come here, I talk about what you've said that I know of you, or I talk about what I suppose of you. I never make absolute claims, and if I do, I correct the record if the record is corrected.
Is that Zetetic Warrior? Is he live today? Him and Talcott?
So you couldn't help yourself, huh? You need your fix?
Well, I mean,
he wants some show.
Your fix. You're going to set a new pattern and habit of watching this clown every day at 4 o'clock now, huh? That's going to be your new clown. You're going to vacillate between now him and Talcott. They're going to compete with each other for who's the top beta dog of truthering and like lack of accountability and sitting in a house they can't pay for and hoping that they get fame and money on a broadcast where they basically just bite off of everything that I am or do. You need that in your life? If you need it, listen, I'll give it to you. I'll give you a few minutes of it. Whatever you want to do.
Right here. Cam up.
Well, you did say you're jealous of him.
Get the camera right.
I'm insanely jealous. I want to be just like him. I want the beanie. I want the basement. I want the failed career and failed YouTube channel. I want all of it. I want the no relationship. I want the divorce. I want the lost half my shit routine. I want it all, man. He's got everything that I want.
Official opening commencing now.
Yeah, another stolen bit. The Tonight Show intro music that I used to do the also stolen bit he does, the lifestyles of the broken infamous.
Gotta love the brass.
Yeah, great stuff.
Good.
I'm totally jealous of him as he's stealing the bits I'm doing.
And salutations. Welcome back to
Where have we heard the Tonight Show music from Johnny Carson before? Where have we heard that before? I know, Shay.
And we're
we definitely didn't hear me do that a year and a half ago with Lumatami. You definitely didn't hear me do that a year ago.
Realm called Earth. Earth, that's right, everybody. Earth, which is an anagram for heart.
I have
That's
beanie
not a
envy.
coincidence. If you think it is, you should think again, everybody. We're going to have a good time today,
coming
as
at ya.
always. We're going to do some fun stuff. You might learn something, have some laughs, maybe some cries, meet some people. We'll have a nice experience for everybody. Hopefully, everybody keeps it above the belt, so to speak.
What do I do now? Do I go back and forth to Slave Cop?
Get it together, Snafu. Just because you have the brain of a zebra doesn't mean you can just act any old way you want.
I think Slave Cop's on too.
Prudent, good sir.
Oh no, he did an hour. Okay, so they made an agreement. Slave Cop neglecting his responsibilities. He's only doing an hour now, and he's then going off. So this guy can go on. So this is good time. He does an hour.
Cupcake in the house. Hello,
my third hour is Talcott's first hour, and then he ends, and then this guy picks up.
Smith W in the house. Hank, the aforementioned Hank. Good to see you. Our poll, welcome back, good sir. Shadow and Light.
30-minute intro. Much love. Everybody in the chat. Much love.
RT in the house.
Each person, RT.
He said
He's
the
the
only person missing in
man.
action
Shout
is,
out to RT.
Bobby. Who knows where Bobby is? Hopefully he's well, Bobby. Hopefully you're well. Don Juan DeMarco coming at you. Good to see you.
Coming at you.
Lindsay Smith, lovely lady.
Lindsay,
Rocky
lovely. Sipping.
Shepherd in the house. Everybody's favorite Marine. Rocky Shepherd. He knew 9/11 was a hoax, like pretty much when it happened. He told everybody about it when he was in Afghanistan, and they tried to kill him. True story. London man.
Can't do this again today, O'Shea. I know you set me up, but I'm not doing it.
Divine Spark.
I already wanted to go. I really don't want to listen to this guy. It's going nowhere as always.
Good to see you. Welcome.
He stole my hankuses. He better not have.
Author Dylan in
We're gonna have real
the
problems if he
house.
stole the hankuses.
Where are my early people? The cult of culture. Nice name. Nice pick. Good to see you again. Sarah Breslin, lovely lady. Welcome, welcome. Don't judge me. Talk about a lovely lady somewhere in time, keeping it going. Contraption. Welcome, welcome, welcome. What did you say? You said Whitey in the White House. A black member is on its way to the milky white pants. What? Jay. Much love, Jay. One letter is all you need. J.
Yeah,
Major
I'm cutting
facepalm.
out of here soon.
Until
I'm not
fucking
going to do
reality's
this
a major
again. I
facepalm.
can't.
Good name.
This guy's insufferable.
Good to see you
He's not
again.
his own. It's fake. It's
Luma Tommy, just
disingenuous,
spur
and it
it
leads
out.
nowhere.
We'll see
It's
if he
just going to
comes
be
up
this
tonight.
this
Like I said, Tommy, I don't know if I'm
sort
going to
of
let you on.
watered down version of what I do.
Luma
and-
Tommy and I play this game with each other. Who could backstage?
There's really no substance,
more.
and he doesn't do
Pamela,
anything
Mr.
outside of here.
Who's in the
So
house.
yeah, I'm over
Hopefully
it.
you're having a good time, Pamela. Much love. Good peoples. New
Much love, man. We got it. Mama's spirit.
coming
Right.
at us from seemingly the land down under. Like I always say, I said to my friend one time, I said,
Vibing
you know, Australia, you
high.
think
We're
it's down
vibing
under. You know, it's
high.
like it's not down under. It's just that way, really far. It's hard. No, but that is so hard for people to understand. It's people are so indoctrinated. The guy looked at me and
Right.
he was like, "What? What are you talking about?" I said, "You
People.
know where
Who
Australia
are
is?
these
Yeah, everybody knows where
people?
Australia is. New Zealand, Tasmania. What about Tasmania? You don't hear much about that place. Anyway,
What's
I
the
said, yeah, you
deal
know,
with
you think Australia's
Tasmania?
like this
Coming
way,
at
and you gotta,
ya.
like bend around like the other side of a globe. I said, no, it's just. I said, you know how like you just leave your house and you can take a walk like to the park, and you can maybe take a walk to the next town. I said it's the same thing with
All
Australia.
right, I'm gonna go eat some. I'll let you guys enjoy this. This is
Just
great
like the
stuff. All
store's that
right.
way, Australia's
This
that
is what
way.
I'm jealous of, Brian
People don't
O'Shea
get it.
says.
I
I'm
don't
very
know
jealous of
what's so
this.
hard for people to get.
So just enjoy this. I'm gonna go eat some. I'll be back.
Who else is here? So many, so many. Good to see everybody. New people, old people. Pretty Ugly's in the house. Interesting name. And so many. Much love, much love.
Yeah.
Not going through the whole
Gotcha.
fucking chat. If I didn't say your name, you are in my thoughts and prayers and consciousness. Good to see everybody. Let's keep it above the belt today, everybody. Let's just not get up here and just start calling people weird names, disparaging people. I'm looking at certain people in the chat. Because I like to bring people up here and mix it up, but we just can't come up here and just call people like insane names, make crazy claims about people unsupported. That's too much, guys. You got to be nice, or at least civil. Does anybody remember when we had a civil culture where people were able to like disagree on things, have conversations about it? They didn't just want to
Civil
like
War.
destroy people, and literally like rip their lives apart for no reason whatsoever. I remember those times. I remember civility, civil discourse. I remember a time when if you broke up with a girl, she didn't try to, me too your ass, get you thrown in jail forever. She might have did like, at the worst, maybe she'd key your car, or she'd, stick a knife in one of your tires.
Me too, Karens.
Or
Weaponized
tell everybody you
victimized.
had a small dick. The good old days. What do they do now? They try to get your ass put in jail. Hemmed up. No,
We
we're not
got
doing that
the
around
footage.
here. Z's calling for a return to civility. How's that? That's what I'm calling for. Come on, ladies. I'm looking at you. I mean, I know the expression "hell hath no fury," but you guys bring it to a new level. It's too much.
He was
All right,
fishing
y'all.
for
Take a
compliments.
brief interlude. We'll
from
come back
both-
with more Z Show. Don't go anywhere. I'll be back in a few. Enjoy
He was
this
fishing
as
for
I'm gone.
compliments
Much love, much love.
from Flow State. Yeah. What the fuck was he talking about again? Oh yeah.
Hey, good shit, Brian. I'm glad to hear you did a comedy set last night. You're on the ups, bro. Keep it up. Pineal,
Oh,
good
thanks.
stuff today. And Z, you're a fucking bitch. I'm gonna restream you when Daddy's not. Fucking piece of shit.
Yeah, Christos is killing it. Shout out to Christos. Young man on the rise. Keeps it real. It's like the White Rock of Cleveland.
66,000 miles an hour, 1,000 miles an hour. On top of that, the whole solar system's going through the Milky Way galaxy at guess what rate of speed? 400,000 miles an hour. 400,000 miles an hour, 66,000 miles an hour, and 1,000 miles an hour. And to top it all off, as that's happening, the whole Milky Way galaxy is tearing through the universe at guess what rate of speed? 2.2 million miles an hour. And that, officer, is why I failed to walk a straight line as you requested a few moments ago. Hey, look.
Christos Roche, I might give one of you keys so you can run the broadcast if I'm ever like not here. If I want to go eat, you can just highlight comments and
Yeah, that's cool, man. No problem. Yeah.
yeah, coming at you. I don't know what this idiot's doing. I think I'm gonna call it. He's trying to shake me off of his trail, and it's working. We never went to cops killing body cam. I think I'm gonna get to that, and then I'm gonna call it. If you folks want to engage this idiot or entertain him in his fantasies, you're more than welcome, of course. Let's see. This is a quick one. Suicide terrorist.
Put your hands up. Put your hands up.
That was it, O'Shea. That was the whole video.
Spirit.
That was pretty quick and to the point.
But they just show a black woman. What the fuck?
Yeah, it's democracy.
Look what
That's how they just edit it now. It's just boom, boom, boom. Black woman's face.
This one is when dumb cops realize they're being recorded.
Oh. Right, man. In late January of 2021, Texas Constable Curtis Traylor Harris and his two deputies, Laketta Banks and Derek Holman, found themselves in a troubling situation while serving an eviction notice. One of their body cameras accidentally turned on, capturing a shocking scene.
Hold on, don't come down here.
Oops. All right, whatever. We'll play that one another time. It says cops killing up there. I gotta satisfy the docket. Austin police officer involved incident body cam incident. There we go. Long Beach police shooting.
911, do you need police, fire? Safety with the police transfer. Go ahead, ma'am.
I feel safer after every one of these.
CHP, what's the address?
My address. It's 69 Way, Long Beach.
What's the problem?
My son has a knife. He's crazy. I don't know what's going on with him. He has a knife.
Got a locked door here. Eddie? Hey, Eddie! I see him inside with blood on him.
Hey, open the door.
Eddie, open the door! Yeah, cover the front. Eddie! Hey, Long Beach Police Department, man, put your hands up. All right, man, do me a favor. I need you to drop what's on your hands right now. Drop the knife.
I didn't want to do it.
I know, Eddie.
Please, I didn't want to do it.
Eddie, I need you to drop the knife now, man.
I'm gonna do it, man.
Eddie, I'm trying to help you out, man. Drop the knife, man.
Please.
Eddie, I need you to drop the knife.
Tell me to do it.
Knife, now. Put it on the ground, man. Eddie. Hey! I see a knife down, man. Glove up. Glove up.
I got gloves.
Hey, Eddie, stay on the ground, man. Eddie! Hey! He's still holding the knife. Eddie! Drop the knife, man. We're trying to help you out.
We're trying to help you out.
Man, I cannot help you out. You're holding that knife. You guys gloved up?
I'm gloved up.
Okay, Eddie. Eddie, please, man. Just drop the knife. We're trying to help you and your family out. Eddie, drop the knife.
Yeah, like if you were to hear other people tell the story, this is what they would think I was, right? Like they'd go, roll the footage of Paul Enslaved. He regularly attacks people. He claims he's trying to help them, and they always wind up worse off. Like, and then you'd roll that footage, and I go, no, that's not Paul Enslaved. That's your police and government. They go, no, those are the good guys. I go, wait a second. You're projecting all this shit onto me and saying I'm bad, I'm wrong, I'm harming people all the time, claiming I'm trying to help, and you're supporting these people who are doing all this. I go, that's you, right? I'm back to Talcott again. I don't see the continuity there. I'm like, why isn't Slow State and Pathetic Warrior and all the rest of these people down at the local police station actually projecting that stuff onto who's doing all that? They don't do that. They follow everything they say and then say, I'm doing it. You know, it's very strange. I'm just talking. I'm just online smoking a ton of cannabis. Way too much for my own good, they say. I'm just talking. I never once showed up at Sean's house to get on the fucking ground. I'm trying to help you. And then shoot him in the leg. And go, I'm trying to help you and your family get on the ground. Like I just said some stuff and they felt something about that. Very strange.
Yeah, can't you walk in the house and feel the energy and like not have gun pointed, like unless he's got like it to the throat of his mother or something, like can't you could figure a way out of that situation. The guy clearly was having some sort of mental breakdown, like okay.
Oh. All right, give me the final word. Go hang out with your boy. Talcott's off. He only did an hour. He's over it. He's checking out. He knows the house is on its way out. He knows nobody's going to give him no money. So he's going to just start doing the whole disappearing act for a bit. I got a feeling.
Go.
I'll put in my hour. It'll slowly get to nothing. And then, you know, we'll get the story at some point.
You should hop on.
But luckily, you have a replacement. One beta's leaving, another one's here to stay. 4 o'clock hour. Pathetic Warrior. Live. Front and center. Marquee. Direct.
Should hop on his
and
panel.
Hard Hat. Hey, Hard Hat was up there yesterday. I heard him talking. Said he got bored with me. Got tired of my shit. Because I'm always like tearing people down. I'm so negative. He's more into the whole we just get around and hang out like we're hanging out at our friend's house in high school. We just smoke dope, kind of circle jerk each other, how great we are. You know, we're like real ladies, man. We're badass. We're really doing it out here. He prefers that vibe and that energy, right? The toxic positivity. They don't like the real shit and kind of the challenging testing, off the wall stuff at times. You know, it's not for everybody.
Fucking hard. Flaccid hat, dude. Fucking flaccid hat, dude.
Yeah, I've disappointed a lot of people in life. You know? I've said a lot of things they regret. Disappointed a lot of people. There's so much more we could have had together that didn't happen because I just had to go and be who and what I am and be on an authentic journey and speak my mind or what it is that I'm seeing and experiencing. What are you gonna do?
What can you do?
I don't know. It's just weird because it's always these guys other places talking shit and hating, and then they say things like, "Well, you know, I like to talk shit in the chat and do the same things, if not worse, than everything I'm saying bad about Paulie Boy that he's doing. But when I get up on panel, I'm a different person." Right? So you're a fake ass bitch. You talk shit in chat, you ha in chat, you act a certain way in chat, and then you get up on panel and you're too scared to authentically be the different aspects of yourself. How's that my problem? Why are you hating on me because I don't have the same problem you have? You're an introverted, soft ass bitch. You sit in the car crying, drinking beer with your dog. I don't live like that. So if you're secure with yourself and how you live, you wouldn't have left here because you were just over me and bored with it and I'm so negative, but go to talking shit and acting out in chat. Then when you're asked on panel about it, you don't even have 2 words to say about why you're doing what you're doing. Because you're a hater, because you're in your feelers, because you're disempowered. And when you see me on a journey where I'm more and more inspired and empowered and doing what the fuck I do, it irks you because you don't have that on any level. Get in touch with your subconscious. Get in touch with that hater in you. Get in touch with why exactly you feel the way you do about me and stop making it about me. It's about you. That's you. They always love you and they're always a fan and they're always paying you before they start hating and acting like you owed them something. Amazing.
Right. So I was watching a video by Sam Hyde recently, and he's like, you know, if you're with your group of fucking friends, most likely they're just mediocre, like kind of loser, like no one's really super successful. Like he's like, if something good happens, you come into a windfall of money, just fucking anything. You get this badass job, you're gonna move out to another nice neighborhood, and like don't fucking tell them because they'll fucking like you're saying, dude, they're just gonna fucking hate, sabotage.
They want to see you do good, but not better than them. That's most people. It's a sad reality, but it's the case. Again, if the motherfucker was doing better in his life, he wouldn't be looking for his next fucking panel to sit around and cry in his beer with his dog and relate to somebody. I don't need that. I come into these venues to fucking produce or to observe and to provide stimuli or commentary. I don't need a place to go to hang out every day and feel a part of something because I ain't doing enough in myself and in my own life. I just go do that if that's the case. I don't try to sublimate with some shit that's not real. Give me a final word, O'Shea. I'm out of here.
All right, I'm gonna hit the comedy club tonight. I'm scared. Fuck it, dude. Get up there and fucking whatever. Got some new jokes I've been working on. Early release. All right.
Oh, don't bring your sex life into this, O'Shea. It's a family broadcast.
Fuck.
Just tell whoever you had early release with that it doesn't usually happen. They'll believe it.
Right. It's only because she's so beautiful. I got a little excited, so don't worry about it. All right. You guys are pretty cool. I'll see you later. Salute. Fuck you, Z. You're a stupid bitch. All right. Bye.
What else is new, right? See you later.
All right, I appreciate you, man. Yeah, you know, the way I see it lately, I'm like, you know what, if I'm gonna be here and I'm gonna be listening and shit, I might as well come up even if I'm not contributing all the time and I have hours at a time where I'm not saying anything, whatever. I figure if I'm gonna be watching and listening, I might as well be on the fucking panel. I don't see why more people don't do that. Just my thoughts. So that's why I've been up more lately. And yeah, if I'm probably not on panel, I'm probably not listening because I'm trying to make it more of a habit. I feel like if I'm here, I might as well be on the fucking panel. So just some food for thought for other people. Appreciate you, man. See you tomorrow, most likely.
Thank you, sir.
Everybody.
All right. I appreciate you, Sean, Brian, everyone else for being here. If it ain't always a good time, it's always a real time. And it's more than you can ask for in an illusory simulation, an illusory culture and society. So if I can give you the real deal, like Holyfield, as they used to say, that's better than anything else out there that I've come across. But again, everything is not for everybody all the time. I always tell the truth even when I lie. Right? Even when I do a bit non-bit. I try to make that the case. So I'm going to get the hell out of here. I'm eating almonds because it's good for my prostate and other stuff. So yeah, go get some sustenance, get some rest. If you haven't been productive yet today, get on it. If you need to have a conversation with somebody on an authentic level to learn more about them or yourself or both, get on it. If not, then I'm going to retire for the day. Not indefinitely, just for the day. And we'll be back out tomorrow, somewhere between 12 and 3 MDT, as always. Be a light, folks. That's the main thing we all need to remember. Be a light, be a source of inspiration. Be a force for co-creation, resolution, reconciliation. And also be open to the harsh truths that may trigger you. There may be something to learn within the trigger, right? Not everybody who tells you something you don't like is your enemy. They may be revealing something about you or about the situation that you can learn from. So take life on life's terms. Be a student of life. Be open to learning from everybody in every situation. And also be open to reflect, right, in order to take account and make better choices in the future. I'm speaking to myself just as I'm speaking to anybody else out there because we're all oneself. So don't ever mistake my monologues or my quote-unquote advice as anything other than speaking life and remembrance and reminders into myself for this practice. Yeah, and if it applies for anybody else out there, if they get value from it, all the better. Then I'm of service to my fellow man. So, all right, I'm out of here, folks. I'm gonna leave you with this Mazel from out west outro video because why the hell not? It feels good to me. If you could take religion and a spiritual process and make somebody activate a part of themselves that they didn't know was there, you got something there. And I think that's all of what we're doing in all ways is trying to reunite, reactivate those parts of ourselves that we've had cut off or we've had dormant to try to survive in this sick and twisted dynamic. The spiritual practice, right? Certain things like I do here, just meeting with people daily, talking it out, doing a simulation, right? Imagining certain things. Maybe a form of meditation, you could argue. Will reform the perspective, will reform the way we think and feel and how we act and live if there's truth there that resonates. So that's the modality I prefer because I think anything else is kind of a shortcut.
God damn it.
And really it's just a tool meant for extremes that, you know, even then you still have to come back to your life and learn how to live it. It might just be that everybody should have some experience in their life that takes them out of themselves and it forces them to surrender over to something so they can learn the art of surrender in certain situations. You know, how do we learn to really live and thrive again? Cool to have structure, habit, procedure, process, certain levels of responsibility, accountability that lead to success. How are we going to love again? How are we going to live again? How are we going to thrive and co-create, have community, right? So I see both aspects in self and I see a lot of those same aspects in others that come forth in these spaces. But again, it's a slippery slope in a world of religious dogmatics when the other side of that is actual nihilist, infidel, worldly scum who really want a whole population on drugs, right? It's a slippery slope because one side's going to call you the devil. The other side's going to say, yeah, let's do that so they can take drugs all day, every day and claim it to be the all. I can't. That's why I can't support it and promote it because I know what it will turn into.